and go, okay, I'm going to look at my facts. I'm not saying
but
what
like
you're saying.
what other fact? Because what other facts do you need? Because I could give them to you right now. This was not complicated, very small, very instantaneous. Not too many exigent facts. I could give you any and all facts that you think you might need to justify and explain how Donald Trump was calling for the execution of his political opponents without any good reason. Like, what more do you know? What more do you need to know? I could give it to you right now.
Oh, no, I'm not asking for, I completely believe you. I do. And what I'm saying, yeah.
You completely believe me. Listen to yourself 3 minutes ago. That was an example of Donald Trump calling for the execution via the means of hanging of this other account titled Wash.
Saying that's not what happened. I'll be like, okay, that's what your take is. I will listen to it and go with it. I'm not.
Do you want me to give you so when I come across guests that are truly open-minded, it's usually a very quick discussion because I have a really great argument to get open-minded Trump supporters to stop supporting Trump. Can I run those on you?
Sure.
Would you still support Trump as president if he called for the execution via the means of hanging of his political opponents with no reason whatsoever?
No, I would want to see the factual of it, but no, if that were the case, no.
He did this 4 weeks ago. So you said no, if that was the case, if it was true that Donald Trump has called for the execution of his political opponents, you would no longer support him as president. And then less than 30 seconds ago, you told me that you completely believe me based upon the facts that I've showed you to demonstrate that that is the case and that is something that he's done. So in accordance with your own word, you should no longer be a Trump supporter today.
And I guess when you get to the point with hearing things that didn't align with what you're thinking, and this is where the transition is, I think there is a lost feeling of like, okay, if people feel they've been one way and they're like, I've been lied to and my moral values are in question and all of this stuff, it's kind of, they are lost of like, I don't know where to go. If I don't want to go to the other side, if I don't want to stick to where I'm at, where I think
you could be a Republican and not support Trump.
Absolutely.
So why aren't you?
I think it's been I think it was from the last reign that he was in, I guess, and then just our selection. I think you will talk to a lot of people who are like,
but you just said if he called for the execution of his political opponents, you'd stop supporting him. So do you stop supporting it? Just with a simple yes or no. Do you stop supporting him?
I can't support that. No, absolutely.
But do you support him as a whole?
I would say not as a person. It's hard because this is where it's hard. Like, I don't, but I can't have anybody like forcing the decision like right now. If you were to say, hey, Shauna, how well did I do as far as convincing? I'd be like, you did a pretty good job as far as opening my eyes to listen and look and understand, which I would think is.
I'm going to do one more. I'm going to give you one more of these like hard red line arguments. And then if this doesn't do it, I'm going to move on to the next guest.
I'm not saying you're not doing it.
Would you stop supporting him as president if he sexually exploited naked women or girls?
Yes. I'm a female and I have 2 daughters.
That would include unconsensually looking at them while they're naked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's Donald Trump admitting to doing exactly that at the beauty pageants that he owned in the 90s and early 2000s. This is him speaking to Howard Stern on Howard Stern's radio show in 2005.
Well, you could also say as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
Okay, my initial thing was, what the fuck is that? Like, that is true. Like, there should be no reason that he needs to be behind the doors and whatnot. So that does play into who he is and his character and that. So let me say this. If I say, okay, we got all this, then I would ask people to respect parties enough that are kind of like, now what do I do? That they're saying, I listened to you, you're valid, I've got it, I can't go in the way of supporting Trump anymore. To embrace it rather than call the people names and call them that they're lost and all that stuff. And that's just me, like, as a social thing. And I know that you're saying, oh my gosh, don't listen to the chat. And it's like, but that's why people fight and argue and can't get anywhere anymore. Because they're like, that's all.
I'm confused. Just after hearing that clip, I mean, does that push you off the fence? Are you still a Trump supporter?
I don't think that I can try. I can't. And it's hard. It's a hard admittance. And so I know that you guys want, no, can't do it. I'm like, but me saying, I don't think I can do that is a big step of,
I think
in the right direction.
I think what you're describing is cognitive dissonance. And, I'm not attacking you for having cognitive dissonance. It's something we all kind of experience. Like, for instance, I experienced a lot of cognitive dissonance with leaving the Catholic faith. For years, I was given very compelling arguments insofar as why Catholicism was false. And Catholicism, I don't think that's the right pronunciation. Why the Catholic Church was false. And, innately and deeply, I kind of believed it was false too. But it took me a long time to just truly accept that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Even though I knew it was true, I had to get rid of the dissonance between me knowing it's true and accepting that it's true. Right? That Catholicism was false. Now, maybe you're experiencing something very similar as it would relate to your support for Trump. That based upon your own values, principles, and norms, this isn't somebody that you should support as president. And you could even accept that on the surface level, but then when you're describing, well, it's just, it's kind of hard, so on and so forth, I think that you're just explaining cognitive dissonance.
Mm. It's fair, because if you have your thoughts and beliefs of one way for years, and then you're confronted with, hey, there's this, and this, you're like, okay. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. And I think the only way to fight through that cognitive dissonance, right, because it's not going to be immediate, is just to first be conscious of it. Right. And let people have that time, like let them have that time and be like, I could come back in 10 days and go, man, you did it. You know what I mean? And then I'm not lost and I'm not a hated guest anymore. It's just like, give the people the respect of listening and what their open-mindedness is, because I have listened to you, and I will have a discussion with my husband and whatnot, and maybe he'll come back and talk with you because he's talked with you before, and be like, hey, we're buds, and I don't know. But I don't want to keep you. This has been so long, and I know, but I appreciate your respect and not treating me with any other, and the people that have been respectful, even the ones that aren't. Because again, I have listened and I've tried. For what it's worth, you're significantly more open-minded than most of the guests that we have on here. So I really hope that you do consider these things, and I could hear back from you in 10 days that, maybe you're on the other side of the aisle. Okay. But you have a good rest of your day. Thank you. Bye-bye. Yep, have a good one. Hello, Redneck Pastor. Do you support Trump?
I do, yes.
Wow, and your bio says South Baptist minister, happily married, God first, proud white boy. Mm-hmm. And then your profile picture is the Confederate flag. And then over the Confederate flag it says Dixie Merry Christmas.
Dang.
Rebel flag, sorry. I'll be more specific.
Yes, rebel flag, yes.
Is that what you were going to correct me on?
I'm sorry?
Is that why you're saying, like, hold on, Dean, because it's not the Confederate flag, it's the rebel flag?
Well, yeah, because it's not the Confederate flag.
Well, I corrected myself. Look at that. We could get down to the specifics. We could be technical.
Well, congratulations. Let's get on with it.
Yeah, let's get on with it. Wow, I think that you're a very interesting guest. So you're seriously a Baptist minister from the South?
Yes, I am.
Would you ever spread the word of God to a black person?
I'll spread the word of God to anybody. I don't care who they are or what race they are.
You're leaving your phone. Can you get a little bit closer to it?
I've got a Bluetooth in. I haven't left my phone.
Okay. Well, I think that maybe it's still picking up off the mic on your phone. Like, you could hear me through the Bluetooth headphones, but the audio is coming from your phone microphone. But anyways, okay, next question. What was Jesus's race? Just to get the record straight.
So the Bible doesn't actually clarify his race, actually. So we don't know what his actual race was.
Well, considering the fact that he was born in the Levant region of the Middle East, we could definitely assume that he wasn't white.
Yes, and you realize that not everybody from the Middle East was black. There's been a lot of. So you ever watched The Chosen?
I have watched The Chosen, and in The Chosen, Jesus certainly wasn't white, nor was anyone where he lived, nor was any of his followers, disciples, etc., so on and so forth.
Dean. So you know who the actor is, right? That plays Jesus.
I think I've heard his name before. He's a good actor.
Jonathan Rumi, yes.
Okay.
So you know what his actual heritage is?
No, I don't know what the Jesus actor from a TV show's heritage is.
His heritage is exactly where Jesus is from.
Okay.
He's Egyptian.
All right.
And that's why he's light-skinned.
Did you say light-skinned?
Yeah, Jonathan Rumi is light-skinned. He's not black.
That's improper rhetoric. So first, we need to correct it.
No, that's not improper rhetoric.
It wouldn't be light-skinned. It would be light-skinned.
Whatever. Why does it matter how I say it?
Well, I mean, just to help you out. Well, why does it matter that I called the rebel flag the Confederate flag? It seems like we both have.
Because it's not because that is. Technically, no, not what it is.
Well, technically, it's not light-skinned, it's light-skinned. Okay, and then let me go on and respond to this argument. So, wow, I gotta say, I've never heard this argument before. So you're trying to justify that Jesus didn't have darker skin because an actor...
I never said that.
An actor that played Jesus in a TV show...
No. You're trying to twist my words up, and I'm not going to allow you to do that. I've seen a lot of your debates and Parker's debates. I know how you guys are. I know you guys are very manipulative when it comes to Trump supporters.
Ooh, I'm going to manipulate you.
No, you're not going to manipulate me because I'm not the type of person that can be manipulated.
Really?
Just like you tried to do with the last guest.
Light-skinned. Yeah, go ahead.
So, what's your question?
Okay, yeah. First, my question is why the fuck are you flying the Confederate flag in your profile picture, then claiming to be a proud Baptist Southern minister following the Church of Jesus Christ in your bio?
So listen to me. And instead of rambling on.
It was like 5 words.
So for one, again, it's not a Confederate flag. It is a rebel flag representing the southern states.
No, it actually represents a rebellion against the Union.
So do you know anything about history?
Yeah, I know enough about history to know that the reason why that flag was created was to fly in war. Let me speak. To know that flag was created to fly in wartime to represent the rebellion against the Union of the southern states that attempted to secede from the Union so they could continue to possess the right to attempt to own people as property. Yeah.
No, that's not what it was, actually. So you realize that the majority of the South didn't even own slaves?
Well, actually, so that's not necessarily true at all points in history. And I can break it down. I can break it down for you. I can break it down. So I know it. So I've heard this a lot. So I'm pretty sure what the common sided statistic is that in like 1840, that only 10% of people in America owned slaves. First and foremost, this accounted for the northern population where slavery was already illegal, and it also included individuals that couldn't own slaves, like white slaves themselves. Right now, I will also clarify here. Then when we specifically look at populations of only white men in the southern states, excluding the Union, right? The proportion of individuals that were slave owners was significantly higher, and according to like the research I did a couple months ago, actually closer to that 50 to 60% mark. And then the reason why the other 40% of the people in the South didn't own slaves at that point in time isn't because they didn't want to, but is because they couldn't afford them. Owning a slave, right, in the South was like driving a car today. It's something that everybody wanted to do because it maximized the profit production, because you had enslaved and forceful labor of other individuals that you deemed as property to do the work for you, right? Instead of like paying employees or doing the work yourself. So if you don't own a car today, it's not because you don't want a car, right, in most scenarios. It's because you can't afford one in most scenarios.
Yeah, so talking fast and thinking that you're actually making a point doesn't work on me. I've seen your debates. You're not very smart.
Rich coming from
You're very manipulative. Hold on. Don't try to manipulate me, because guess what? I'm a lot smarter than you probably think you are.
How many continents are there?
It's just a waste of your time.
It doesn't matter how many continents there are.
How many branches of government are there? How many branches of government are there?
Let me ask you a question. You said a lot of things that are actually false, especially towards Trump and towards the military, which I am actually a veteran. So, you want to try again?
Sure. Light-skinned.
Yeah, if you keep talking about light-skinned, then you just don't have an argument.
Okay, all right. What do you want to debate about?
Ask me the same damn questions you've been asking everybody else.
You want me to ask you the same questions I asked the last guest?
I mean, you try to manipulate people into changing their minds about Trump. Why aren't you doing it on me?
Well, I guess the reason why I'd be scared to ask you the same questions that I asked the last guest is because I'm kind of scared of what your response would be. Like, for instance, the last thing that I went over, I'll tell you, MJ, thank you for the galaxy. So the last thing that I went over with the last guest that was on this stream was how Donald Trump had boasted about looking at the naked bodies of beauty pageant contestants at Miss Teen USA and Miss USA.
Yeah, he complimented them.
And the thing is I'm scared of what your response would be to him unconsensually looking at their bodies, because knowing Mr. Light-skinned Southern Baptist minister, proud white boy, I think that you'd probably be okay with it.
This is the reason why you're a joke. This is the reason why you're a joke, game.
Babe, can I get through?
So what are your thoughts, and what is your response to Donald Trump basically like admitting to unconsensually looking at their naked bodies? Can we agree it's wrong to unconsensually look at the naked bodies of other women?
So hold on. Let me ask you a question. So if you go to the beach, okay. You see all these women out here in bathing suits and everything. Do you have to have consent to look at them?
Actually, yeah. And that is in that consent.
No, you don't.
I can tell you.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I can explain it. You actually do.
You don't. Listen, no, you don't, because you can't, because it is public space. You do not have to have consent to actually look at somebody.
I could square this away. I could square this away for you. I can.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
I swear.
No, you can't.
I can't.
Because you do not have to have consent to look at somebody. That's like videotaping somebody in public.
That would mean that anybody on TikTok,
that would literally mean that you have to have consent to even look at your wife or anybody else.
I will explain it to you.
Is he Gen Z or something?
Yes. So, anyways.
I'm assuming he supports trans rights.
Probably.
Because he's dating Parker.
Go on. I'm waiting to hear your explanation for this ridiculous...
When people go to the beach, okay, the reason why is that you do need consent to look at them, right? But it's okay to, look at anybody on the beach, is because that consent is self-implied by being in that public space.
He's a lost cause.
So it's still not really consent. They are literally out in public.
It is. So it's implicit consent.
Listen to me.
It's called implicit consent.
Let me ask you a question. If you go out in public,
implied
you expect somebody to act. Listen to me, Dean.
Yeah.
Stop talking and listen to me.
All right. By the way, who's that in the background? Sister, wife, cousin, or all three?
Yeah, if you say something like that, then I'm just going to block you from the entire account, because I'm not going to allow you to disrespect my wife like that.
Okay, sorry, sir. We'll say it again.
What am I doing?
Nothing. Sorry, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would suggest you don't, because that will highly piss me off.
My apologies, sir.
A little fuckboy blonde hair, a little tooth.
Honey.
My apologies, ma'am.
Honey. Yeah, thank you for...
Kamala Harris loving.
Honey, I'm trying to have a debate here.
I don't care. I didn't do shit. He asked for it.
My apologies, ma'am.
Yeah, he did ask for... Okay, so next time, try to be a little more respectful towards women when you want to talk about Trump being disrespectful towards women, or no better.
Well, that was supposed to be disrespect directed towards you. But I mean, maybe some of that would rub off on her.
Listen to me. Respect is earned, not given, and I'm going to tell you one other thing, too. I've earned the respect of people because I serve my country. Unlike some people like you who get paid by the Democratic Party to spew rhetoric about Trump that, for whatever reason, just because you don't fucking like him or whatever.
I'm paid by the Democratic Party?
Yes, you are. You and Parker are both paid by the Democratic Party.
Oh, yeah.
Don't sit there and deny it. That's why you get all hyper and everything when you get donations and everything.
well,
Come on, Gene. Let's get real.
okay, let's get real.
You're not even having a debate. All you're doing is just being manipulative and insulting me.
Okay.
Just like a liberal.
Okay, just like a liberal. Listen, you just
All you
insulted
want to
me,
do is
sir.
interrupt people and not let anybody talk.
That's what you guys are doing right now. You said that I'm paid by the Democratic Party. So it's worth clarifying. No, I'm not paid by the DNC. I do this. Listen, I'm doing this for the love of the game, sir. And the payments that I do receive are from. Listen, in the payment. Come on, just give me a shot. Let me talk. Let me get it out. Let me get that demon out of me. I want it. Let me get that demon out of me, sir. I'm paid by people that watch the stream and enjoy the broadcast.
Yeah, you get paid by them too.
No, I just get paid by the people that watch the stream and enjoy the broadcast, sir.
Yeah, that's what you keep telling people.
Well, actually, my DNC handler is in the queue. Let me get my DNC handler up here. And I got to thank a lot of the DNC payments. The full brand, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you.
Your butt buddy.
Well, my butt buddy. You like imagining that.
Yeah, you got button up Parker.
Yeah, you like imagining us touching butts late at night when you're laying in bed, yeah?
So later, yeah, so.
He said yes!
Your butt buddy. You're going to bring up your butt buddy up here because your butt buddy's no better than you are.
He said yes.
I'm actually his DNC handler, and I heard from the DNC that they needed me to come back up here just to clarify a few things here real quick, sir. He does get paid by the DNC directly from George Soros.
Amen.
You are right about that. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that, sir?
You too. We just got some payments in. Amen. We just got some payments in. I need to thank my payments. Thank you so much, Fool, for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you for the $20 towards the DNC payments. Amen. Then Nicholas, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. He says payment from the Democratic Party of America. Thank you for the love from the DNC. Georgia with the $4, and thank you for all that you do, Dean. I love you. I love you too, Georgia. Thank you for the $4 from the DNC. Jose, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal from the DNC, and Courtney, thank you for the $15 on PayPal from the DNC. Molly with the $10 from the DNC. Thank you guys so much for all the love from the DNC. Over on Venmo, Ivy, thank you so much for the $25 from the DNC. Show some love to Ivy down below in that chat. We're making big money today. Thank you so much. He says, please end my suffering of listening to this guy. I'm sorry, Ivy. Colin, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo from the DNC. Kelly with the $5 for the DNC butt buddy payment. Ethan, thank you for the $10 who says, oops, I dropped a donation from the DNC fund. Even, thank you for the $10. Emily Ann, thank you for the $10 for as a DNC payment. Jesse with the $2 and Jessica with the $20 who says, hell yeah, my favorite shows on Love You, Dean. I love you too, Jessica. Thank you for the $20 from the DNC. Laura with the $10 for the DNC. Nicholas with the $20 from the DNC. Amanda with the $15 from the DNC. Deuce with the $10. St. Aqua, a veteran flying the enemy flag is fucking crazy. Olivia with the $2. Shelly with the $10 from the DNC over on Venmo.
That's all he cares.
Oh, and Parker's in there too.
Wake up, so I have more. Gladys with a $10 over on PayPal as a DNC payment. Thank you so much, Gladys. And Destiny with a $20 from the DNC. Let's get 200 Destiny W's.
Because in the top of that, how do you still support Trump? Yeah, he has not even gone into a debate about Trump
honey,
yet.
I feel you. I'm ready for all the holidays this time of year to be over with.
Shelly, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, asking to turn his camera on. Show some love to Shelly with the $10 from the DNC. Ryan with the $6 and the 66 cents for the DNC. Amanda with the $20 from the DNC. Show some love to Amanda for the $20 from the DNC. Taylor with the $25 for the DNC. Thank you so much for the love, Taylor. Show some love to Taylor for the $25 for the DNC. Bernard with the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat saying the DNC payment, bro. Thank you so much for the love, Bernard. Thank you. I appreciate that so much for the love.
I need to stop you right there, sir. You need to say thank you directly to DNC now.
Thank you, DNC.
Directly to the DNC right now.
Thank you, DNC.
These offshore payments aren't going to be coming anymore if you don't be saying thank you directly to the DNC on the live stream.
Amen. Hey, Redneck, can you thank the DNC for all the love?
So are we going to actually have a debate, or are you just going to keep hollering?
After you thank Coral for the $20 we just received over on YouTube Super Chat from the DNC. Thank you, Coral. Say thank you, Coral.
His trolls out of my life.
Huh?
His trolls are in my live stream downgrading me right now.
Of course.
She's live streaming?
dick suckers out.
Yeah, keep live streaming too. I'm just waiting.
Wait.
Live stream myself.
Wait, redneck pastor. So you just redneck. So you just got a flag on your account. I have to remove you from the live. Can you come back on your wife's account?
Is that okay?
No, I can't because she's on hers.
Can she end it then come over here?
He's 42, right?
I didn't say nothing to get a flag. You're the one over here yelling and screaming at her.
Oh, I know, but the TikTok gave it to you. Like, can she end her live and then use her live to join my live? Because I have to remove you.
Well, why can't you just invite me back up?
Well, because you'll still have the flag on your account. Just like tell her. So what's her at? We're gonna have her account up. What's her handle?
Don't worry about her app because she's not part of this.
Okay.
Can you please tell him to get his people out from my thing? I'm not doing anything but cleaning and talking to my people.
Well then
they're over here downgrading.
Well, then our conversation's gonna have to end here, sir, because unfortunately we gotta disconnect you.
So all your people are downgrading my wife now because of your dumbass.
Whoa.
Like, tell him.
Yeah.
You need to tell.
Don't whoa me.
Unfortunately, I gotta kick you. I'm sorry. I really tried to work it out. If you want to come back on your wife's account, feel free. We'll happily, have you guys back up. So, let me know. I'm sure I'll be able to easily identify, the cousin wife's at. So, yeah.
Wait, here's my question. How do they find the other account? How did people find that other person's account? I didn't even know they were live. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, literally no clue.
I'll be back up here in a bit. I just had to join up because I saw that for a second.
Thank you, my DNC handler. Thank you, my DNC handler.
Of course. I have to come up every single time the DNC tells me to.
Thank you.
I'll be right back.
Thank you. We're gonna move on to the next guest request. Get that next Trump supporter loaded up in the box. I really wish that we could have talked to him. Like, I wanted to have a more fleshed out conversation with him surrounding his support of the Confederacy, but I had to kick him. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I sure do.
All right, Daniel, I want to thank one person here. Thank you so much, Malachi, for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat, who says, this is for the light-skinned fun. Thank you for the $20, Malachi. Yeah, light-skinned, and he's more intelligent than me. Very, very nice. Thank you for the $20. Let's get 200 Malachi W's down below in that comment section. Hello, Daniel. Why do you support Trump? Mike is yours.
He's a great president, the best president we've ever had. He's done so many changes.
Daniel, you make me want to violently bash my head into this table, suggesting that the adjudicated rapist, 34-count felon, that's been defunding essential social safety nets like Medicaid and food stamps, then refusing to feed 16 million starving children, even after a court ordered him to do so, that as we speak is breaking federal law and defying Congress by not releasing the Epstein files and deleting some of the ones that are already released, is the best president that we've ever had. That's insane.
Kamala would have been so much more better, wouldn't she?
Carmela would have been so much more better, wouldn't she? God, is it light-skinned?
No, she's a piece of shit. She was the worst vice president we ever had, too.
Okay, all right. Well, let's before we talk about Kamala Harris, let's start with your first claim that Donald Trump's the best president that we've ever had. What has Donald Trump done that makes him better than the guy that freed the slaves?
Well, he built a wall for one.
So he built 30 miles of a wall with misappropriated funds from the DOD that didn't stop any border entries because that wall was present under the Biden-Harris administration, which you call a crisis because of the border entry. He left. Brother, who are we talking to today? Oh my goodness gracious. The crazies are out. Let's go to move on to the next guest at this point in time. Only up and say that, Q, if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president, the crazies are out and about. What is up? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
39.
Okay. Welcome in, Sue. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, hello.
Your account looks like it's like a troll account. But
okay.
I think that you're telling the truth. What year were you born in?
What?
What year were you born in?
1986.
Ooh. All right. Well, you're a 39-year-old. You didn't say 20 or anything, so it will be really easy to verify your age. How many hours do you have to work in a week, roughly, to be considered a full-time employee?
Shoot. So I actually don't know because my
Yeah. Yeah. Any 39-year-old American would know that. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next guest, guys. The only op inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump. Any 39-year-old American would know that. And yo, your body! Thank you so much for the $50 over on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love, your body. Let's get 500 your body W's down below in that comment section while we're looking for the next guest. That is YOBANI, who says, here's your DNC allotment. Bro, the DNC is coming in clutch today. Shout out to Yabani. Shout out to the DNC. While we're getting the next Trump supporter up in here, show some love to them down below, as well as Kathy. Thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo, who says, happy holidays. Get rid of the quote-unquote white proud boy. Oh, yeah, we got rid of him. Thank you. Thank you for the $50, Kathy and Yabani. Show some love to Kathy and Yabani, the two goats, down below in that comment section. Alongside Brittany, thank you for the $5 on PayPal from the DNC, and Jesse with a $1 on Venmo saying, quote-unquote, more better, which is what the last guest said. Thank you so much for the love. Welcome in. Daddy King, do you support Trump?
I do.
All right, I'm not going to call you Daddy King.
Okay.
Brother, what the fuck are your posts?
What about him?
Excuse me? They're gonna end up beating the shit out of each other, and I ain't doing it. Can you put this up there, please?
Hello? What are you doing? What is it? He left. We're gonna go on and move on to the next guest. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. What is going on today, dude? What are these guests, man? I'm losing my mind. Brother, moving on to the next guest. Only op inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. Holy shit, dude. Hi. Do you support Trump?
Sure. Yes, I do. How are you, Dean?
I am doing quite fantastic, Bobby Hill.
You don't look it. You don't look it.
I don't look it? Why is that?
No, you look like you're going through it right now.
Well, I am a little bit. We've had some pretty wild guests. You know, definitely an interesting experience,
You look
Bobby.
distraught right now. You look absolutely distraught.
I'm a little bit distraught. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm being dead serious.
I am distraught. Have you heard the last couple guests? Did you see his naked pull-ups?
Listen, bro. I might not agree with half the shit you say, but I don't even know what the fuck that was.
Okay.
I don't even know what the fuck that was, dude.
Okay.
Was that leopard print boxers?
Yeah, leopard print boxers, 50 Shades of Grey.
Was he about to do Wait,
yes.
hold on. Was he about to do pull-ups?
Yes.
In leopard print boxer briefs?
With the 50 Shades of Grey music, yes.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
Did we just become best friends?
No. Very far away from it. Out with the grandparents. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do. Oh.
I wasn't you. No, the other guy. How old are you?
18.
Don't believe it for a second. Bobby O, why the hell do you support the worst president of your life, Mr. Donald J. Trump?
Because you hate him.
So if I stop hating Trump, you no longer support him as president?
Yeah, I just like him because you hate him.
Okay, so who did you support as president before I hated him?
Listen, I want you to change my mind right now.
Well, you sound like a very unreasonable person.
No, without using any of the talking points that you use on a daily basis. You can't use none of them.
So you need me to come up with a brand new argument?
I want you to change my mind.
Okay, change your mind without talking about something that I talk about a lot?
Go. Ready, set, go.
Okay, we only started talking about this one yesterday, so this isn't a talking point we use on a daily basis. You should stop supporting Trump as president because right now he's actively breaking federal law and defying every member of Congress by not releasing all of the Epstein files. And he is going through a total extreme meltdown because some of the released Epstein files included pictures of him with young women wearing bikinis in Epstein's desk that he forgot to redact like 90% of the files. So then he literally deleted it off of the public registry, even though he has a legal obligation and an imperative to leave that up. That's a really good reason to stop supporting Trump as president. Hey guys, I'm not a predator. So let's look at the predator files, and I'm going to give you the predator files, but when I give you the predator files to prove I'm not a predator, they're all going to be black. Actually, close your eyes real quick.
I don't know about that, Dean.
No, just close your eyes real quick. Trust me,
I don't
baby.
know you like that. I don't know you like that.
No, close your eyes.
Say please.
Shut up. Just look away from your phone screen. Look away from your phone screen for a moment.
Okay, I am.
Okay, give me a second. You can look back at your phone screen now.
Okay, I never looked away.
Do you know what you're looking at right now?
Dude, if you're about to say blacked out pages from the Epstein files, please miss me with all of that shit.
Yeah, how did you know? You're looking at the Epstein files. I'm not even
Because you're
trolling.
super predictable.
I'm not even trolling. No, because you just told me that you didn't look away from the phone screen. Yeah, this is the Epstein files.
What?
This is the Epstein files. Yeah, so this is the document that Donald Trump gave us to prove that he's not a predator in the predator files. This one right here.
Yeah, I get it, man. Sure. But what about all the other pictures that came out with Bill Clinton and
Fuck
shit?
'em.
What about them? Why
Fuck
are we
'em.
talking about that?
Fuck them.
Fuck them. That's
Fuck
right.
'em.
Yeah, damn right. Fuck them.
Yeah.
But listen, here's the thing. I saw all those pictures that you're speaking of, and here's the thing. Those women look of age. They definitely look of age. They don't look like minors to me.
So what matters? So specifically in the claim that I made, I said young women. Do we know the age of the people in that photo? No, we don't know the age of the people in that photo.
Well,
Do we have a lot of inductive reason to potentially determine that they're underage? Yeah. Why?
I do know this.
Because that was a photo possessed by Jeffrey Epstein in Jeffrey Epstein's desk. Right? Like, I'm not going to sit here and deny reality by saying that we don't have really strong reason to believe that they're underage, because we do. It was a picture of Donald Trump in them off of Epstein's camera in a photo in Epstein's desk, knowing that Epstein was, a child sex trafficker. Now, something else I want to say here is today, Donald Trump's a general from the Department of Justice came out, and he said that he took that image off of the website. He deleted it because of the identities of the other people in the photo. But see, the thing is that the bill passed by Congress only gave the right to the Department of Justice to redact the names or photos of victims or minors. So in other words, in accordance with that legislation and the prerogative of the DOJ, they should have only removed that image, right, if those were victims of Epstein or minors.
Are you done monologuing now? Can I speak?
It wasn't a monologue. That was like 30 seconds top. Sorry that your brain's too small to compute. I could do crayon paper next time.
Your perception of time is completely fucking jacked.
Funny, your perception of politics is completely fucking jacked. You support a rapist in the Oval Office, sir. Judge, she looked 18, head ass. Get out of here. Go ahead.
I haven't even said anything yet. All right, so can we agree if they were minors, their faces would be blacked out?
Well,
so
actually, that was the last argument that I made. Why are you going? What are you doing that for? What is this? Why are you doing that?
It's probably a glitch. I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Oh, your bio says.
Let's keep talking.
Your bio says that you're on the M drug.
What? That I'm always messing around? Like what? I like messing around.
Okay. And we got to kick him for even saying that name. We're going to go and move on to the next guest. Okay, all right. So I thought that maybe we could just get somebody up here who would tell us that they support Trump without just being absolutely an absolute lunatic. Very important education, but I is a pronoun, so you said I pronoun, don't use pronouns. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yep.
Age, please.
33.
All right, my friend. Well, before we hop into our conversation of the day, I'm going to go ahead and just thank a couple people here, then we'll hop into the debate. Thank you so much for the $20, Sarah. Just dropping 20 over on the PayPal. That's so kind of you. Show some love to Sarah. Thank you for your support, for your seed investment. Sarah with the $20 says, just finished watching every single one of your YouTube lives. Took a while. Grateful to have you back in 2x speed. Bring back Brock and Gage. Oh my God, you watched every single one? Dude, that is crazy. Show some love to Sarah for quite the accomplishment down below in that comment section. And Brooke, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Over on Venmo, Ivy, thank you so much for the $25. Thank you so much. She says, here's something to help you get through these trolls. Spend it on something to make you happy. I'm going to spend that on my girlfriend for Christmas. Thank you. Thank you so much for the $25, Ivy. Show some love to Ivy and Sarah down below in that comment section, as well as Nicola for the $10 over on Super Chat. That's really cool, and I'm happy that you enjoy the streams, Nicola. Thank you for your message. Now, Jimmy, go ahead and take it away. Tell us how the hell you still support the worst president of your life even after he broke federal law and defied every member of Congress by refusing to release the Epstein files by the legal deadline to do so.
Yeah, so I just think he's the better of two evils here. I think what he's trying to do is what's best for the American people. I think,
so breaking the law and defying Congress is what's best for American people, because he's definitely trying to do that.
That's not obviously what's best for American people, but certain things
so
like
what he's trying to do is always best for the American people.
I think there's more the pros that way the cons.
Well, let's see what those pros are. Pros? Sorry, pros. So, what are the pros?
Pros would be his closed border policy, trying to have an American first policy. I think what you need to do is as a country is have some sort of, culture that brings everyone together. And I think he is the one for that.
Okay. All right. You support his closed border policy. You think it's America first because it protects American culture. Second point. What's the second pro?
Second pro, let's go with, I'm blanking right now. Let's go with the first one. What do you think about him? He's letting less illegal immigrants into the country. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, crazy. So first and foremost, you argue that the pros outweigh the cons. And see, I could list off the cons for hours, okay? Right? We talked about the Epstein files, the rape, the felonies, the sexual exploitation, the defunding Medicaid, defunding food stamps, reducing the purchasing power of half of this country, okay, defunding clean energy production credits, isolating us from all of our allies in the global stage, imposing tariffs on all of them, which then in turn cause inflation for the American consumer. GDP growth is down this year. Unemployment is the highest it's been in years. We have literally 1.2 million layoffs so far recorded. And then the fact that inflation is also going down as employment's going down and GDP growth is going down is indicative of a recession to come. And not to mention is other social policy like banning abortion, infringing on human rights, preventing rape victims from accessing abortion.
Do you not agree that illegal immigrants are a bad thing for the country?
Just one second. Right. That's just kind of like a, preview of all of the cons of the Trump administration. So if you're going to sit here and argue that the pros outweigh the cons, but then you could only identify what you think is one pro from your perspective in lieu of all these cons, I think that your argument's dead from the get-go. But, specifically, we will respond to your point about, the border policy, American first, and how we need to protect American culture. So what is American culture? Let's start there. He left. Yeah, because guess what? The only way to define American culture would be the combination of cultures from all around this world, because this country was built on immigration. Thank you. Moving on to the next guest, only up inside of the queue if you happen to be a Trump supporter. We actually have Bobby L joining us back. He, had his 10-minute time out there for saying the name of a DRUG, but we got you back now. Hello?
Hey, Dean, let me just it's a joke, dude. It refers to messing around. It doesn't mean I really do it.
Regardless if it's a joke or not, you still can't say it on TikTok. It's just TikTok TOS, man.
Relax. I say it all the time. They don't do anything to me, dude.
Well, they do it to the guests on this live.
It's the context. Relax.
In the lives where you say it, do you typically have close to 14,000 live viewers?
Dude, I promise you nothing would happen.
Dude, I promise you it would happen because we see it happen all the time.
Listen. Like we were talking about. The page is being blacked out and everything, and if they were minors, their face would be blacked out as well, right?
Well, couldn't a potential reason why they removed it from the public registry be because they forgot to black it out?
No. because they're not minors. Clearly, they're not minors, but they have other minors blacked out. They have other faces blacked out, but they don't have other women's faces blacked out. But you want to say,
think about this. Imagine. No, I'm saying, can that be a possible reason, right? You know, like imagine if they didn't black out. Listen to what I'm saying here. Imagine if they didn't like black out and redact the face of like one of the minors in the other photos. What would we expect them to do? We'd expect them to remove it from the registry, redact it, then maybe post it again in the future. Maybe. That's a strong maybe. So you're trying to argue that because their faces weren't blacked out in this photo, that this would refute the idea that they're minors. Well, I would argue that your point is null considering the fact that they removed it from the registry, which reintroduces the potentiality that maybe the reason why they removed it is because they were minors and they forgot to blur their faces.
Listen, what you say is what you say, Dean. It's always the truth, you know? It's always right.
Well, thank you for admitting that I'm always right. Good boy. Good boy.
Fuck out of here.
Anyway, what else? What else you got? Change my mind.
Why do you support Trump?
You need to change my mind.
Okay, that first requires me knowing why you support him.
Because of everything he's doing.
Like what?
Everything.
Give me one example.
Name it. Okay, the deportation. He's doing a wonderful job shutting it down and getting all the people that Biden let in.
Okay. Why should we deport undocumented immigrants?
Because they didn't come here the right way.
So they broke the law? We should punish people that break the law?
Yeah, and I don't want to hear it's civil. So what? Donald Trump's case was civil. You know what I mean? Who cares?
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to respond to that. So first and foremost,
it's still
the typical response.
It's still against the law.
Okay.
It's still against the law.
So you said, well, if their case was civil and that's why you don't care about it, right? Well, Donald Trump's case was civil as well, so therefore you shouldn't care about it either.
Yeah, he got in trouble, right?
I typically don't dispute it on the base.
He got in trouble, right?
I typically don't dispute it on the base of it being charged civilly. Maybe that's an argument that you've heard from somebody else, but not from me. I dispute not really caring about undocumented entry on the base that I believe our government has caused it, and because it's a victimless crime and they only help this country once in the country. Now, what I would like to say here is if a crime, one moment, yeah, which is a big reason why I don't mention the felonies every single day on live. Have you ever noticed that? Have you noticed that like the felonies aren't like a very typical talking point for me?
Check your donations.
Check them?
Yeah, you might have some. Get it out the way real quick.
So you want me to redirect my attention from you to thanking the donors because you're eating fried?
Yeah, because you're going to interrupt me anyway. So get it out the way.
Well, so now you're trying to punish me for something I haven't done yet? That's very
no, because you're about to do it. As soon as I start talking, you're going to do it. Just get it out the way.
This is what we call a self-realizing prophecy. The moment when the guests start talking about the donations, demonstrating that they're jealous over them, I then just get more donations. You make me more money by talking about the donations. You are digging your own fucking grave. You are just ensuring that you will become a more jealous and more angry man because the moment viewers hear you say, oh, do you take the donations? I know you're going to interrupt me. Okay, well then they fucking send the donations in to interrupt me. Maybe you never said anything in the first place. They won't even thought about it or been incentivized to support me over the Venmo and PayPal, which you can find in the link tree in my bio on TikTok, handle at the top of the phone screen or pin message on YouTube. Now, anyways, to continue to refute your argument here, the meat on the bone is very simple.
Make the money anyway.
I'd argue that this is a point of hypocrisy because you wanted to remove people from this country for a federal misdemeanor, but then you actively still support Donald Trump as president, even though he's breaking law as we speak, sir.
I'm listening.
No, go ahead and respond.
Repeat yourself.
Control! Thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love, Control. He says, hey, I love your show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're going to debate more people than just Trump supporters come midterms in the next general. Thank you for the $20, Control. Let's get 200 Control W's down below in that comment section. Oh, then we actually have two others. Lindsay, thank you so much. Sorry, not Lindsay. Linda, thank you for the $25 on PayPal. He says, for fighting the good fight. The trolls are crazy from the DNC. Thank you for the $25 from the DNC, Linda. Show some love to Linda down below in that comment section, folks. As well as let's get 200 Josie W's. Shut up for the $20 on PayPal. Who says, I hope that you have an amazing Christmas and New Year's. Same to yourself, Josie. Thank you for the $20. Let's show some love to Linda for the 25, Josie for the 20, and Control with the 20. Then, of course, Gladys, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. Thank you so much for your kindness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then Lane with the $2 on Venmo, Jillian with the $1 on Venmo, Brian with the $5 over on Venmo. Thank you for the love, Brian. And we're all caught up.
Nice. That was nice. Perfectly executed, Dean.
Thank you.
Well, I called it. So you're going to make that money regardless.
No, you make me more money when you complain about them. Just saying.
Whether I'm up here or not, you're still going to think you're donating.
Well, the thing is, if you weren't up here, then we wouldn't have somebody complaining about the donations on the live. Thereby, many individuals in which are donating to me right now wouldn't have the incentive to do so. Like, for instance, Marco just donated $20 over on YouTube Super Chat, who says, "Happy interruption." Literally just sent that because you're complaining about the donos. Thank you for the love, Marco. Show some love to Marco down below in that comment section. And thank you for the $20. Go ahead.
You're just very...
New Blue Eyes, thank you for the $100. Oh my God, over on YouTube Super Chat. What the fuck? Thank you for the $100. Who says, "Here's a big donation so you could interrupt him again." New Blue Eyes, that is seriously so incredibly kind of you. That is so much fucking money. I do not deserve a penny of that. Please, guys, show some love to New Blue Eyes down below in that chat. Thank you so fucking much for your kindness, New Blue Eyes. I want to see 1,000 New Blue Eyes W's. And then Danny, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. He says, "Fuck this guy." Poker, appreciate you for the $20 on PayPal. He says, "Merry Christmas, Dean. Appreciate you and everything that you preach." Thank you for the love, Poker. Show some love to Poker. Then, of course, a non-free and a win FRE. Thank you for the $10 on PayPal. He says, "Bobby, cry harder." Thank you guys so much for the love. Show some love to all of our donors down below in that chat. Now back to you, Bobby. Let's just go ahead and hop back into the substance of this debate. I would like you to respond to the point of hypocrisy that I was able to point out, because you want to destroy this country, reduce our GDP by 1.1 through 1.7 trillion dollars per year, reduce our government revenue by over $100 billion per year, increase crime rates, and destabilize our industries to punish immigrants for committing one simple federal misdemeanor that has no victim. But then when Donald Trump rapes a woman, you say make him president, don't punish him. When Donald Trump sexually exploits women and girls, you say make him president, don't punish him. When he commits 34 felonies, make him president, don't punish him. When he lies about the valuation of his properties to a civil court in New York, breaks the law, you say make him president, don't punish him. When he intentionally conceals classified documents at his estate in Mar-a-Lago, you say make him president, don't punish him. And when he tries to coup this country and rig the outcome of a federal election like he did with J6 in 2021, you say make him president, don't punish him. When he infringes on the Constitution 4 times in 10 months, 1st, 2nd, 10th, 14th, and 22nd, I guess that's 5, not 4, you say make him president, don't punish him. And when he's actively infringing and breaking the law at the federal level, defying every member of Congress by not releasing the Epstein files by yesterday's deadline, once again, you say make him president, don't punish him. You seem very selective with who you want to punish for breaking the law. And earlier when you said it's a crime nonetheless, you don't treat crimes all the same, because when that law is broken, many times in violent ways by a billionaire white man from New York, you make him the leader of the country. But then when it's broken in one way, in many circumstances by unaccompanied minors just coming into this country for a better life, like many DACA recipients are today, you say let's punish them so badly, we strip them their human dignity, call them violent, infringe on their constitutional rights, and send them to a center for terrorists where they will be tortured in El Salvador. Do you understand how that's very hypocritical, sir?
Which point would you like me to respond to, Dean? Because you almost changed my mind.
The overwhelming point of
I'm almost
hypocrisy.
there. I'm almost there. Keep going. You almost changed my mind. There's the chamomile and lavender. The chamomile.
It's terrible.
Go ahead.
But anyways, I'd like you to respond to the overarching point of hypocrisy.
Which point would you like me to respond to, though, Dean?
It's like hypocritical to like really care so much about this victimless misdemeanor committed by undocumented immigrants, but then care not at all about all of the crimes Donald Trump has committed from the 90s until now.
Well, he got punished, right? He got punished for them, right?
For many of them, no.
Yeah. The 34 victimless crimes, he got punished for them.
No, he didn't.
The civil lawsuit, he got punished for that.
He actually hasn't paid it yet.
Well, he still has to. There's no time limit. He's still got to pay it regardless.
What was his punishment for the 34 felonies?
Whatever they gave him.
What was the sentence?
Whatever he has to do.
Do you know?
Well, even if me and you committed a crime like that, we would not see a jail cell. You know that, right?
So what was the sentence?
You're not going to go to jail for something like that.
Okay, so then what was his sentence?
He's got to probably pay the money back. Somehow.
Actually, no. His sentence was nothing. The judge gave him a sentence of nothing because by the time sentencing came around, he was already president. Because and the judge didn't want to like send a sitting president to jail. Just saying.
Hey, I'm just saying it's a victimless crime. That's why he didn't get in trouble.
Okay, so people shouldn't get in trouble for victimless crimes. Undocumented entry is a victimless crime. Therefore, you don't think that undocumented immigrants should get in trouble for that by deporting them. Thank you. You are so fucking woke and progressive.
They gotta be held liable.
But you just said that people shouldn't get in trouble for victimless crimes. Woke, progressive, anti-mass deportation communist over here. Thank you. I'm happy I could change your mind.
Immigrants sneaking into the country affects other people, so it's technically not a victimless crime because them sneaking into the country affects everyone else.
You're right. It does affect everyone else in a positive way, you dumbass.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. The positive impacts are like grossly immediate and obvious too. What are they?
It has negative impacts.
Like what? Like what? Like what, Bobby Hill? What are the negative impacts?
Like the ones that don't follow the system, that don't fucking pay taxes, that don't fucking do what they're supposed to do.
Don't fucking do it.
Those
if you
are the
cuss
ones.
one more time, your point may finally be true.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Not the curse.
Oh no. Well, see, here's the thing. There are some undocumented immigrants that work under the table and generate an income, and they don't pay taxes on it. Point number one, when we look at the demographic of undocumented immigrants as a whole, they pay taxes, $100 billion per year, significantly more than we spend on them, and that's very small considering the fact that they don't have access to a single federal form of benefit outside of Medicaid expenditure on emergency room visits, and they only have access to limited benefits in 10 of our 50 states. The only time we'd be in a net fiscal drain in reference to undocumented immigrants is when we deport them, silly goose. And by the way, the immigrants that make money and don't pay taxes, they should pay taxes. They should work over the table. We should give them amnesty, but still yet they are generating a profit for their employer who then turns around and pays taxes on that. So they actually still do generate economic productivity, fun fact. It'd just be higher if they paid taxes, and that would be fair if they did pay taxes since everyone else does too. And that argument doesn't just apply to undocumented immigrants that are working under the table, but it also applies to citizens that are working under the table. Thank you very much. And thank Obama. And thank Obama. Say thank you, Obama, for getting more undocumented immigrants to work over the table and pay taxes by giving a work program to undocumented immigrants where they could get an ITIN and work as a W-2 employee. Say thank you, Obama. Say it. Say it right now, Bobby, because apparently he's reducing the harm on this country and Americans like you and I, and what you just described to be true of undocumented immigrants. Say thank you, Obama.
Fuck Obama.
Why? But he's reducing the material harm in which you experience at the hand of undocumented immigrants per your own logic.
I don't give a fuck about that crooked politician, dude.
Oh, yeah, you don't give a fuck about helping Americans, but you do give a fuck about hurting Americans because you support it, i.e. Donald Trump refusing to fund food stamp benefits for 16 million children.
Whatever I say, you have an answer for everything. It doesn't matter. You're
dead ass, buddy. I'm the cunning 1% of these political debates. I know what this is. Know what this shit's about, dude. I'm on lock. I'm boxing you like a fish, Bobby.
Are you?
Yeah, Bobby.
I am in a box.
Yeah, box like a fish. 360 no scopes playing COD lobbies on recruit difficulty. That's what I'm doing, Bobby. Full fucking box, my friend.
How's that callus on your index finger?
What?
When you press that mute button, you gotta have a hell of a callus on your index finger. Hell of a fucking callus. Yeah, when you press that mute button constantly.
I don't even know.
Keep me from talking.
I don't even know why you're complaining about the mute button. So far in our conversation, I muted you twice, and it's not even when you're trying to like say something. It's when you're going like, okay, of course I'm gonna fucking mute you when you're acting like a drooling fucking toddler trying to interrupt me with the incessant perpetual bullshit that I expect out of a 9-year-old.
Well, then come on my live then. Let me control it.
Sure, pay me 10 bands.
Exactly.
I will pay me 10 bands.
Exactly.
Sorry, sir. You pay me 10 bands and I'll come on your live.
On everyone else's live. That's why you get treated.
Just, quite frankly, you're just not too relevant for me to go on it for free. Pay me 10 bands and I'll come.
I think I care. Aw, I'm not relevant enough for Dean Withers. Dean the Swindler Withers.
The Swindler? Why do you think I'm a swindler?
Dean the Swindler Withers.
Why do you think I'm a swindler? What is that? Do you think I'm a grifter?
I don't think I know.
So do you think I'm a grifter?
No, I said a swindler.
What is a swindler?
You swindle people out of their money thinking you're changing shit, but you don't change a damn thing. Well, your fucking viewpoint.
One thing that I'm definitely not changing is your own goddamn mind. And you think I take people's money from them? No, they voluntarily donate it to me through the link tree in my bio, Venmo, PayPal, and message on YouTube.
Something.
It's because I am doing something.
You're doing nothing.
Okay.
Everything's still the same.
Okay, if I'm doing nothing.
Stop supporting Trump. I'm going to stop supporting Trump.
You're doing nothing, Dean. I want you to go tell that to the woman who joined my live stream at this point about a week and a half ago that told me she got raped and that she was impregnated by that grape. And at first, her family was not going to allow her to access abortion until she used the arguments that I demonstrate on live to effectively change their minds, which then led to her family allowing her to access abortion. I don't do anything. I want you to tell that to the countless people watching this stream right now that months ago were a Trump supporter but stand on the right side of history in opposition to the worst president of their lifetimes because of these streams and the advocacy that we raise around these important pressing issues. You want to deny that I do anything so you can continue to cope, seethe, and whine about the fact that I'm right and you're wrong, and then the donations just send you over the edge. You cannot stand the fact that somebody half your age with twice your brain cells is also twice as successful as you are, right? Not just with my knowledge base and education, but also financially. You know what? Speaking about that, financial aspect where I'm much more successful than you are, I'd like to thank Justin for the $5 over on Venmo. Thank you, who says, interrupt this guy. For me as a registered Republican, 3-time Trump voter that regrets my vote more than ever, worst president of my life. Good shit, Justin. I'm really happy that you've changed your mind, man. That is so cool. Then Danny, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Riley, thank you so much for the $1 over on Venmo. Thank you so much. Nicholas with his $6 over on PayPal to support the swindler. Abigail with the $5 on PayPal saying, damn it, you swindled me. Then Aubrey, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal saying I was swindled by Dean. Let's go. W Griff, W Aubrey for the 20. Gladys with the 20 for the grifting again. Thank you so much for the love, Gladys. Then H with the $20 as well. Oh my God, the swindle's going crazy. Thank you so much. And holy shit. Bobby,
I'm going to stop supporting Trump for 3 years.
Can you say W, Carrie?
I'm going to stop supporting Trump for 3 years.
Good. I am happy. Can you say W, Carrie?
And it won't change anything.
Can you say W, Carrie?
He's still going to be the president for 3 years.
Can you say W, Carrie?
You're changing nothing.
Can you say W, Carrie?
Fuck Carrie.
Fuck Carrie. Oh, you're pissed off at Carrie? Then it looks like she got what she won. Then it looks like she got what she won because she said $100 over on PayPal just to say another big one to piss this motherfucker off. Love your live stream, Dean. Carrie, you got what you wanted. He's over here screaming, "Fuck Carrie!" Thank you so much for the $100. Holy shit! Show some love to Carrie down below in that comment section for the $100 donation. Oh my goodness. And then Hannah, thank you for the $50 over on PayPal, who says thank you for the work that you do to educate the people on the realities of our government. Thank you so much, Hannah and Carrie. You guys are insane. That is so kind. I want to see 1,000 Carrie W's and 1,000 Hannah W's. And then Jasmine with the $10 as well. He says, here you go. Thank you for swindling. Then Jennifer with a fake laugh is honestly corny as hell. And then Jennifer, thank you for the $10 as well. He says he changed my mind. Just Jen, I love you. You know that.
You didn't change my mind yet.
You're asking me to educate you?
You didn't change my mind yet.
You said I changed your mind like less than a minute ago.
Because
hey,
I lied.
Yeah. Trump does that too. You guys are a peanut pod. Now, Jamie, thank you for the $15 over on Venmo. Says stop swindlers like Dean. I'm swindling so hard. Thank you for the $15, Jamie. Fuck off, bro. Stephen, thank you for the. You just said that you're gonna run. Okay, fine, whatever. No one gives a shit. Steven, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. Says support. Thank you for the love, Steven. And Jamie, thank you guys so much for the love. Iran, good. Thank you so much for the galaxy. Appreciate you so much for that love. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in the box. I think that the rage bait is on fucking point today. The rage bait is like going off. This rage bait is beautiful. I think that we've perfected the craft of just like rage baiting the unsavable Trump supporters that just come up here to, talk their shit. GG's, Bobby. Let's go and get that next Trump supporter loaded up in the box. Only hop in that queue if you're an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. I would highly appreciate it if you guys could all follow our rules. If you want.
Hey, man.
Hello, Dance. Do you support Trump?
No, I just sent you 2 donations through PayPal.
Oh, Dance, I'll make sure to check them out. Thank you for the love, man.
Yeah, don't worry.
Dance, I'm going to be honest with you.
I know you're going to cut me out.
No. That's not even what I want to say.
Okay, sorry.
They're not showing up. Chances are you might have sent it to...
I sent it. My name is Control House Page. You receive it as Control.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I did see it earlier. But
I want to ask you something.
I'll just answer the question that you asked on the donation real quick, because you asked me why I only debate Trump supporters. The reason why I only debate Trump supporters on this live right now is because the most pressing issue in America today is the social support surrounding the Trump administration, not just emboldening him, but then also emboldening, like, for instance, a lot of the Republicans and even like a small amount of Democrats in Congress to just turn a blind eye and roll over. So that's why I think it's incredibly important for me to be putting as much pressure on possible on the American people to push back against the administration. And we know that pushback works, okay? It is the voice of the American people pushing back against the Trump administration when they are saying, no, we're not going to release the Epstein files, that got the Epstein Files Transparency Act passed. Now, the closer we get to midterms, we're going to open up the conversations where we're not just trying to change the minds of Trump supporters, but also trying to get more people on board with supporting particular candidates. And thank you for your great question. And once again, I did thank you earlier. I'm going to thank you again. Thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. And thanks for coming up here. But we are only looking for Trump supporters, so only up inside of that queue if you are an American adult that supports Trump. Alrighty. Hello, do you support Trump?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to come up.
Okay, goodbye. Moving on to the next guest right now. Only up inside of the queue if you're an American adult. I'd really appreciate you guys so much if you could follow our rules. You got to be 18, American and MAGA. Thank you. Go to let me know down below in that comment section as well if you want to come up here and debate. I feel like there's a lot of people who are eager to get up here that could only get up here if they were to, let me know down below in that comment section. Hello, do you support Trump?
Are you talking to me or Ty? You remember me, right? How are you doing, dude?
Russian Canadian living in Mexico.
You know what? Last time we talked about religion, I was wondering if today you'd like to talk about. I know you touched a little bit about abortion. I know it's a sensitive topic. I don't know if you're interested, but I think I don't know if I told you last time, but I am an orphan, so I actually have a pretty interesting insight on that. I don't know if you're interested in talking about that today.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that women who are raped and then impregnated by that grape should be able to access abortion?
I don't, because I don't think that a fetus should pay for the crime of some man.
Yeah, then I'll definitely have a conversation with you, because I think that's one of the most idiotic views and harmful views that an individual could possibly hold to. Why? Because the argument for why women that are raped and impregnated should be able to access abortion doesn't hinge on saying that the fetus doesn't have any moral value or worth. You could actually assume that fetus has just as much moral value as yourself. You could assume that fetus has the right to life, and we could still justify the fact that victims of rape should have access to abortion. How? Well, the victim of rape, that woman, that survivor, she was forced into sex, and then forced into conception, then forced into pregnancy, then forced into giving her bodily resources to that fetus against her will without her consent. Why should she be forced to continue to operate under those constraints? Why shouldn't she be able to finally revoke consent and evict that fetus from her womb, even if it dies?
Because just because the mother had a violation of her human rights, the fetus is still a human, right? So the fetus has just as much human rights. So just because she got her human rights violated doesn't mean the fetus should get its human rights violated.
Well, what I think that means is that she has no obligation to provide for the means of the fetus. So I don't even think it's a human rights violation when she evicts it from her womb, even if they die. Let me give you an analogy here. I could demonstrate it this way pretty easily. Let's assume that you live alone in a cabin in the middle of the woods, and you make just enough money at this local job that you work. Maybe it's a small town or something like that, not alone in a cabin, and you make just enough money at this job that you work to buy food for yourself. Okay, but all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, somebody starts breaking into your house, and they start stealing half of your resources, half of your food. And for whatever reason, you know that they're going to be doing this, breaking into your house in the middle of the night, stealing half of your food for the next 9 months straight. And you know by the end of the 9 months, you are going to be starved. You're going to be physically malnourished and a lot of physical pain and trauma, mental pain, anguish, and trauma as well as there's around a 3% chance, but by the end of these 9 months, you're going to die from a direct result of the starvation onset by this third party breaking into your house and stealing half of your food. Now all you have to do to prevent this person from being able to break into your house and steal half your food would be to lock your front door at night. They won't be able to get in. But guess what? If you do lock your front door at night and you cut off access to your resources, that person that was living off of your resources is going to die themselves. Do you think that you should be legally allowed to lock that front door at night and prevent this third party from accessing your resources, even if it means that they die without access to them?
No, I don't.
You shouldn't have the legal ability to lock your front door?
Not if it results in death.
Okay.
Of somebody else.
So you having the legal ability to do what you want with your money results in death. Like, for instance, if you were legally obligated to take 70% of your paycheck or whatever disposable income you have left over after paying the bare minimum bills, meaning that you'd also be living in like the worst housing conditions like available in your area, and then you were legally obligated to turn around and spend that on money to then disseminate to hungry people that you said you live in Mexico, across Mexico, then less people would die per year. So do you think that you should be legally obligated to donate a significant portion of your income to save more lives, to prevent more death?
We do that with taxes.
Well, I'm saying even on top of taxes, because you still have more disposable income left over from taxes that, if spent on this donation to feed the starving, would prevent more unnecessary death. Are you basically saying that you think the state should increase your taxes?
I'm not against it, honestly. If it means that, and like I said, you know that I'm a Christian, so I would not want to hoard money if it means that somebody else goes hungry. To be honest.
Okay.
That's just a personal choice about me, but I don't think so.
I think so. The thing is here, I think that you're being disingenuous. I think that you're being dishonest, and I'm going to prove that by holding you to your own standard here, because you're telling me that you think that you should be legally obligated to do whatever you can with your resources to the most insane extent, legally obligated to save the lives of others. What I want you to do, what I want you to do is I want you to donate every dollar in your bank account today to a charity that will inevitably save the lives of more people that would have died of starvation. Would you like a charity to do that?
I don't think that it takes up 100%. You said that it takes up half of the resources. So I think that or a portion of the resources. So you can't compare 100%.
All resources that you have right now that are not immediately going to be spent on your own bills. Okay, then we also have to keep your bills. We also have to keep your bills to the bare minimum. So this means, right, that you need to like stop eating out. You need to stop. You need to stop buying more expensive foods, and you need to be eating beans and rice to the minimum daily caloric intake required. And you should be legally obligated to do so, so that you will have more money left over to then donate and save the lives of others.
I think you're comparing communism to abortion, and I think that's apples to oranges. I don't think you can compare a job and a child and this and that. Let's just talk about what it is.
Wait, so you just called that communism and you agreed with it? So you self-identify as a communist?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did agree with it. You said that would be the necessary implication of your own logic.
I said abortion because you said that 100% of my income, and a child only uses about not even probably half of the resources of a mother. So I think that a portion of our money does go to taxes, does fund these programs actually. So really it's exactly what you're saying, and we do that. And I think that actually there's somebody called Rebecca Kiesling, who is a child born out of conceived from rape. Her mother was raped, and she's really happy. So do you think her life has any less value than yours, or would you have been happy if she was not here today to be able to advocate, to be able to use her voice in the way that she does?
Yeah, I would have been incredibly happy if Rebecca's mother had access to abortion and the ability to make that decision for herself. Yep.
That's really unfortunate, Dan. And I'm a foster kid, and you know what? A lot of people use that also, like a poverty and quality of life. And I think that's really classist and especially hypocritical from a liberal, somebody who believes that inequality, that only children of rich people or good quality lives should be able to have a life. I don't know if that's your personal view.
Well, I think that you're misrepresenting my position as well, because I think that rich women should have access to abortion. I think that rich women should actually have the same access to abortion that poor women have.
Uh-huh.
So I don't think that there's going to be any inequality here.
No, but I know that a lot of people's arguments is that, oh, well, if the child is going to be born into poverty, they shouldn't have it at all. A lot of people's arguments
let me go ahead and just make this one clear. I don't even think a woman needs a reason to get an abortion. I think that an enactment upon their innate right to bodily autonomy is a reason enough, okay? Because at the end of the day, there's no reason why we should value... Well, the thing is I don't think that child has that right due to the fact that I don't think that child possesses moral value, due to the fact that child does not express any subjective experiences, and I do not believe that our innate moral value would be rooted within the fact that we are members of the Homo sapiens sapiens species. Now, to answer the question, you cut me off to ask in the middle of my sentence, you said, Dean, is the fetus a human? Biologically, yeah, that fetus is a human and that fetus is alive. But I think that is a scientific fact, not a moral one that would describe what we should do, but rather a descriptive one that just defines what is.
Right. So again, if we're talking about science, also you can, we can't make science and morals. We need to go with science. Always, especially when it comes to, if you go to the hospital and they're doing things out of their
science doesn't tell us anything about morality.
Right, but if you're saying that we should base abortion off of morality, then why, when you go to a hospital, we base medication?
Well,
it's healthcare. Healthcare is based off of science, not
I think what you're confusing here is I'm saying that we should base our conclusion on if women or girls should have access to abortion predicated on morality, because morality describes what individuals should or should not do. I mean,
okay, so I
think that you just have a fundamental misunderstanding and mischaracterization of what morality even is. So you're saying that morality shouldn't tell us what individuals should do, but that's what morality is.
Right.
Stop interrupting me. That's by definition what morality is. Morality is what we should or shouldn't do. Like when we're saying that it's wrong to murder, all that we mean to say is that you shouldn't kill people without good reason. When we say that it's wrong to kidnap, all that we mean to say is that you shouldn't steal the children of others. When we say that it's wrong to cyberbully, all that we mean to say is you shouldn't cyberbully. So when I say it's not wrong for a woman to access abortion, I'm saying that you have no good reason to believe that they shouldn't do it. And then you're responding to that by just giving me incoherent gibberish, saying we shouldn't mix science and morality. I'm not even sure what you mean by that.
Because you just said that the child is a human by scientific definition, so that's why I said that. And you're saying that
but explain your argument about not mixing science and morality. Go into the nuances of that, because I didn't honestly, I'm going to be honest with you here. I listened to you, and all I heard was pure gibberish that meant and said nothing.
All right, let me explain that. So abortion is healthcare. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, and healthcare, is it, when you go to the hospital and a nurse tends you, does she go, oh, what should I and shouldn't I do for this person? Is it morality of her own?
Nurses do that.
No, it's based on, but it also has a scientific background. Like healthcare, the whole medical system is science, is based on science. We get treated for medications that are scientifically proven to work for certain disorders, for certain sicknesses and stuff like that. So it's like healthcare is science. Healthcare is science-based. It's not like, oh, should I give this person a Band-Aid for their heart attack? It's based on an educative, scientific background.
You're once again spewing gibberish. Let me see if I can try to help you out here. So medicine is science-based to the extent that we use objective means of scientific research to determine, what the solutions are to different illnesses or what the best ways are to fix issues within the human anatomy, right? But, morality is still involved in medicine because you want to treat people ethically, okay, right? You can't, for instance, give a pregnant woman, particular drugs because it may hurt that pregnant woman and cause her to die, right? That's going to be an ethical concern related to healthcare for pregnant women. When performing surgery, okay, you have to ensure, right, that under most circumstances outside of exigent ones, that you would have the consent of the individual in which you're practicing surgery on to perform this surgery, so on and so forth. That would be an ethical concern related to surgery. And I'm sure that if we had a medical health professional join the live, they could talk to you for days and days about all of the ethical implications and concerns that they practice on a day-by-day basis related to their profession.
But what I'm saying is abortion is a medical operation, right? It's not a moral or ethical decision.
So the operation of abortion is a medical one, right?
Exactly.
But the ethical conversation that we're having is surrounding, is this medical operation good or bad?
Yeah. So I guess it's both. I guess you have to take both.
So are you just like, are you dumb? Like, are you finally like?
No, I'm not dumb.
No, okay.
No, I completely understand what you're saying, but from a scientific standpoint, this is a human child. So a human child should have human rights.
I disagree.
Or not. So when does it become a human? When does one gain human rights?
You're taking away something that I don't want you to take away. So when I'm saying I disagree, when you're saying it's a human child, it should have human rights, I'm disagreeing to the fact that it should have human rights. I'm not disagreeing to the fact that it's a human child. That's true.
All humans have human rights.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
What? Okay, which humans do not?
Dead humans,
Please tell me.
for one. Brain dead patients in the hospital. I'm gonna give you more examples. Dead humans for one. They're humans, but they don't have human rights.
But that doesn't even count. Like that's not even
because they gotta be alive. Yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah, they gotta be alive.
Sure. An example of a human that's alive that doesn't have a human right would be a brain dead patient. They don't have a human right to life. Biologically, they're human, and biologically, they're alive, just like the fetus. However, we don't give them the right to life, and that's why it's not murder to pull the plug on them.
No, but their human rights are transferred to somebody else. So they still do have human rights. They have attorney of power.
Wait. So you just said that they're transferred to somebody else, which would imply that they don't have it. If I transfer all the money in my bank account to my girlfriend, then do I still have that money in my bank account? No, it's my girlfriend's money because I transferred it to her. So even in accordance with the language that you're using, they don't have those human rights because they transferred them to someone else. Use your brain.
Okay, well, just because I take care of my child doesn't mean she doesn't have human rights. Just because I make the decisions for her doesn't mean she doesn't have human rights.
Okay.
So that's
I'm sure that your born child with cognitive and sentient experiences have human rights. All that I'm arguing is that I think that the right to life.
You're saying a brain dead patient doesn't have human rights, but they do because their caregiver is able to make those decisions for them when they're not capacitated to do so. But they still have human rights.
So the thing is once again, you use a language of using the term transfer, meaning they'd be transferring that right to someone else.
I don't think it's exactly taking away and giving it to somebody else. I think it's
not a transfer. Then it's not a transfer.
Okay. Well, then let's just say it's not a transfer, but I think that they still do have some human rights. Like you could not go in there and just start beating them up. Like it would still be a crime. They still have right to bodily anatomy. They still have right to not be assaulted, to medical care. So they still do have human rights.
Bodily anatomy.
100%.
Okay, well, I mean, I think that this is a really weird descriptive dispute, but I could actually operate under your worldview here and still entail that women and girls should have access to abortion. Because if you're saying that they still do have that human right, it's just being governed by somebody else, like their family. Exactly. I could just simply say that about the fetus. Sure, whatever. The fetus has the right to life, but it's being governed by the woman in which that fetus is growing inside the body of, for the reason being, right, that fetus is not expressing any level of conscious and or sentient experiences, thereby I don't deem them to possess moral value.
But they still they're still growing, right? So they're still progressing. They're still going to be a human. They're going to be a human. It's not like a brain dead person. If they're brain dead, they're brain dead, right? And then so like at that point, that's a tough decision for the family to make. But a child is very different. It's something that's growing, that's progressing. And I can't, and just because some of my daughter's rights are governed by me doesn't mean I can go kill her. That's still illegal. Just like if she was in my belly, it should be the same thing.
That's a straw man. So you're giving me a bunch of like highly straw man positions, and I could explain it. Me arguing that a woman should be able to access abortion because the fetus doesn't have moral value due to their lack of cognitive function, related to sentient experiences, right, doesn't make the implication that because your born child is governed by yourself insofar as the parental obligation that you have over them, that you should be able to kill them. That was an illogical straw man, okay, which is not related to the principle in which I gave to justify women's access to abortion whatsoever.
Well, you're basically telling me that just because a child is in the mother's stomach and does not have.
That's not what I said at all. I said it. I said that the fetus doesn't
Does not
possess
have
any.
any experience.
Let me just explain let me explain my argument to you, because you just continue to misrepresent it because you're an idiot
Well, you just keep
or
over
you're dead.
explaining. But in
Listen,
short,
in short, I'm just going to give you my argument and don't misrepresent
All right,
it.
in short,
My argument is the fetus cannot express sentience and or consciousness. They don't have a mind. For that reason, I do not think that they possess sufficient moral value to have a protection over their life, what we refer to as the right to life. And because I'm not done with my argument yet. And because this fetus, with no protection for their life due to their lack of moral value, is growing and domiciled inside of the uterus of a woman, I believe that when a woman accesses abortion, she would be enacting on the basis of her bodily autonomy in the eviction of this life that does not possess moral value, thereby amounting to an action in which is morally permissible. Please don't misrepresent my argument. If you need clarification, feel free to ask.
Okay. Anyways, we can apply those same principles of sentient experiences to disabled people.
No, we can't, because disabled people are still conscious, my friend.
Are they though?
Yes.
Do they really have any? Like, I mean, I guess it really depends on the type of.
Disabled people will have subjective experiences. Yes.
Oh, I don't know about that. Like, I've seen some pretty. How do I say it? Disabled people, like very, very disabled, and it's like you look at them, it's like, damn, like they're not living life, you know?
What disability are you referring to? What disability
I
makes
really don't know what
someone
it's called, but I think that we can.
What an idiot! What an idiot!
It's
You're
not
such
an idiot. It's literally
what
true. Like
what disability?
I don't know,
makes
the
you
ones in the
non-sentient?
wheelchairs that literally can't talk, like locked in. A vegetative state or a locked in syndrome. What about locked in syndrome?
What's locked in? What's locked
you
in?
Know what locked in?
No. I'm asking you, what's locked in? They're locked in. Their mind is locked in their body that they cannot move.
But they can't have a good quality of life.
That doesn't change the fact that they have subjective experiences, even though they can't subjectively interact in the world around them because they're locked in.
Okay, exactly. And this baby is locked in. So just because he's not outside of the womb doesn't mean he cannot have experiences. He's growing. He has a heartbeat.
The first statement that you made there, saying that the fetus is locked in, is false, because the fetus doesn't have
Locked in the
subjective
stomach.
experiences. The fetus.
Why not?
Why not?
You don't know what he's doing swimming around in there. Do you know?
So yeah, we do know because of neuroscience. Neuroscience tells us that the ability to deploy subjective experiences arises at around 20 through 24 gestational weeks with the formation of the thymocortical connections to the free frontal.
So you only believe in early term abortions, not late term.
20 through 24 weeks would be the third trimester. Morally,
Yeah.
I think that an elective or lethal abortion in the third trimester is morally wrong. Legally, it becomes a little bit more of a gray area. But let's just focus on the meat of the bones of my moral argument.
That's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. So you're against late term abortions then?
So morally, I'm against elective lethal abortions in the late term. Yes.
Okay.
Morally. Keynote that word morally.
Okay. Well, this is what we're talking about. Like, you're saying that this is a moral thing, and there should be no science involved, which is completely wrong because
another straw man. Honestly, you're just saying shit.
It's
at this
not
point.
a straw man. You're
just saying shit at this point. I just use science in my position. What do you think it was?
No.
What do you think it was when I was talking about the neurodoctrine studies of neuroscience that have determined that
you don't like when Trump breaks
can only emerge at around 20 through 24 gestational weeks. Okay, due to the thymocortical connections to the prefrontal cortex. That's science, motherfucker.
Okay, great. So let me ask you this. You don't like when Trump breaks the law, but you are okay with a woman breaking the law, violating human rights, because every human has human rights. Even the ones that are brain dead, Dean.
So what gives us our right to life?
No, that's hypocritical. That's super hypocritical.
God, you were such a disingenuous debater. No, that statement was false because we already went over how I don't think that a fetus has the right to life. So I understand that you disagree with that suggestion, but you still have to recognize descriptively. You still have to recognize descriptively that it is true. Okay, that I don't think the fetus has the right to life. So from my perspective, no, I'm not engaging in hypocrisy. And by the way, here's the
But we're
fucking
talking
funny
about
part.
the law.
Check this out.
We're talking
Check this
about the
out.
law.
Here's the fucking funny part. Because you just self-dunked. Oh my goodness gracious, you just self-dunked. Because you just tried to argue that if I think that women and girls, okay, should have access to abortion, I'm a hypocrite if I think it's wrong when Trump breaks the law. Therefore, because you don't think that women and girls should have access to abortion, you're a hypocrite if you think it's right that Donald Trump breaks the law.
Why? I don't think it's right that he breaks the law.
Wait, I'm sorry.
When did I say that?
I'm sorry. I misspoke. I misspoke. I do apologize. You'd be a hypocrite if you didn't hold to the position that it's right that he breaks the law.
Why?
Why? Because you just told me that I can't condemn Donald Trump for breaking the law while simultaneously thinking that women and girls should have access to abortion and be okay with him breaking the law.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with me and Trump? I haven't said anything about Trump.
You just said that. How about you just repeat your point? Maybe I just misunderstood your original point and I'm speaking nonsense gibberish. Let's just try to restart here. You said that I'm a hypocrite for why?
Because
I think it's more likely than not that I just was speaking nonsense gibberish. Ignore the last statement I made. Repeat the statement that you made about me being a hypocrite in reference to Trump.
Okay, so right now in America, is abortion illegal or legal?
In some states it's legal, in some states it's
But
illegal.
in the majority of the states, is it legal or illegal?
I think that elective lethal abortions are banned in a majority of states.
Okay, so again, and you're against Trump breaking the law.
Yeah, I am against Trump breaking the law.
You are for women being able to break the law.
What?
Of abortion.
Where are you
the
getting
law
that
of
from?
anti-abortion.
So you're for abortion, which is banned which is illegal, a law that is illegal in many states. So you're against Trump breaking the law, but you want women to be able to break the law.
So you
with
want
abortion.
So the conclusion here is that we should change the law and legalize abortion. Not that women should break the law and get illegal abortions. Women and girls really shouldn't do that because it's unsafe. And that's actually something that is caused by pro-life legislation, by the way, is more dead women and girls because they tried to get an illegal abortion in states where it's banned, and then they died because it was unsafe because it wasn't performed.
Well, that's on them. That's on them.
Well, actually, no. It's on the shitty policymakers that restricted their access to their human right of abortion.
And well, you want to restrict the access of human right to the fetus. So.
Not true, because I don't think that they have it in the first place, silly goose.
Well, legally they do in many states.
Okay, so you're arguing that abortion is wrong in the states where it's illegal, therefore it's right in the states where it's legal?
No, because the majority.
Wait, you want to break the law! You want to break the law! Using your own logic, you want to break the law because you think that abortion is wrong in states where it is legal. Therefore, whatever fucking reason you think that they should break the law for whatever fucking reason. You're okay with you're either for whatever fucking reason you're just not okay with the law of states that says it's legal. Therefore, you want to break the law. That's pretty much your logic in a nutshell.
Well, no, it's not.
Yes.
What does Cupid's son mean? I don't understand. Oh, I get it now.
So I would actually ask the chat to refrain from calling guests, specifically like women on the panel, cunts, you know, especially like the men. Especially the men in the comment section. I really don't want like men in my comment section referring to the guest as a cunt. I just regardless of it, I just get a very strong ick when men call women bitches, cunts, so on and so forth. So.
Oh, anyways, Dean, this is so funny. My boyfriend is a huge fan of you. So, hi.
Hey, what's up, Dean?
Hi. And I know, I'm dating a liberal. Can you fucking believe it?
What are you? So do you?
We almost broke up.
I would say I'm more in the middle.
He's American too, by the way. So
do you guys just like not talk about politics?
Well,
we do.
But I get pissed off and I break up with him, and then it's like
recurring theme.
It's a recurring theme because I'm super passionate.
So you get pissed off, then you break up with him, then you miss him, and then you ask him to be your boyfriend again.
Kinda, yeah, sometimes.
He deserves much better than you.
I know, but he loves me. Love is a beautiful thing.
See, that's the thing. I don't think I've said this one in my life yet. Dude, you need to run. You could find better. You could find much, much better. That's very toxic. You know, I had a similar relationship when I was in high school.
Don't agree with him.
That is toxic.
Don't agree with him. Why are you? Oh my God,
Because
dude.
that is toxic.
It's not toxic.
It is true.
It's okay to have differences. It's okay to have differences.
Wait. It is true that it's toxic to continually break up with your partner, then get back together with them, like pretty much regardless of what the reason is. Regardless of what the reason is there, right? Like 99 out of 100 times, that's toxic.
Oh, maybe. But I don't know. Maybe we'll go to therapy for that.
Wait,
I like
come on. You're a conservative. You don't believe in therapy.
You're right. I don't. I would never pay somebody.
Yeah. So you're not going to go to. So don't even say that you're going to go to couples therapy because you don't believe in it. Yeah.
Very true, Dean. But anyways, Dean, we'll have to talk again soon. I hope you have a great day. God bless you. Apart from our differences, you're a great guy. You're a great debater. And so I'll see you again soon. All right.
Good Lord. We're going to move on to the next guest. Holy shit. Oh my God. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yo, bro, I got a question for you.
How old are you?
How old am I? I'm 18. I got a question for you.
What's your question?
All right, can we debate something else? I want to debate something else.
What do you want to debate?
Spaghetti or pasta and why?
Get out of here. Moving on to the next guest, Lando. Only opposite side of the queue if you're an American adult, guys. We got a couple of people to thank. Hey, listen, over on Super Chat, thank you so much. I'm going to call you RM. Thank you, RM, for the $20 on Super Chat. Who says, if these people say a fetus is a baby at conception, then a woman should have the right to be induced when she finds out that she's pregnant. But of course, they'll go crazy because if you say that suddenly the baby is now a fetus. Yeah, right? Thank you for the $20.
I've got one question.
Another question here. Give me a second. Thank you so much, RM. And then Molly, thank you for the $20 over on Super Chat, who says, I have a severely disabled adult child. These kids may not be able to literally speak, but they communicate, and they have experience, and they experience things a little bit differently. What a clown. Dude, first and foremost, I'm sorry you had to hear that, Molly. Thank you for the $20. And that just honestly demonstrated her absurdity and her level of intelligence. You seriously just have to be unintelligent to think that disabled people aren't conscious. That is just such an unintelligent take. On top of being hateful, right? And ableist. Thank you, Kat, with a K, for the 20 Canadian dollars over on Super Chat. Thank you so much for the love, Kat. Show some love to Kat down below in that comment section. Thank you so much. And Anne, thank you so much for the $250 over on PayPal. Oh my God, Anne. Fucking hell. That is crazy. And with a $250 says, Merry Christmas, Dean, with lots of love from Quebec City. P.S. Don't stop doing your lives. Last week, I was so worried. Anne, I love ya, to hell and back. Thank you so much for the $250. You've been watching for months now, and you were always showing so much love. Merry Christmas to yourself. Happy holidays. I hope that you get to enjoy them with your loved ones, with your friends and your family. Thank you for being here. As always, guys, please show some massive, massive, massive love to Anne for the insane level of love. I do not deserve $250. Seriously, that is fucking nuts. Thank you, Anne. Thank you so very much. Now, Lando, I'm going to kick you because you're not American. Big Q, what's up? Do you support Trump? And Big Q's not here. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Only up inside of the guest request. If you are an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president and you want to come up here and have a debate with me about why, we're just looking for some active guests to come up here and give us a debate. Once again, you got Queen P loaded up in. What's up? Do you support Trump?
What's up, dude? I do not support Trump. I actually love your videos. I just wanted to come out here and shout you out and say that, that we appreciate you from all angles. And
thank you, Queen P. I hope that
that's pretty much it. I'll let you go. I don't want to get on here and just rant or anything. I just wanted to come up here and support you and tell you that, we appreciate you in your life.
Well, thank you, Queen P. I appreciate you so much for your kindness. I'm going to go to put the rules on screen. Show some love to Queen P down below. Only join if you are an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. From this point forward, we are just going to go ahead and start disconnecting people rather quickly when they do break the rules. So chat. Steven, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Just saying support. Hello? Thank you for the love, Steven. Thank you. Show some love to Steven in that chat for the 10. What's going on, Maria? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Age, Maria?
I was born in 2006.
And how old does that make you?
19.
Why did your friend have to whisper your age to you? That's really stupid. Ricky, what's up? Do you support Trump?
I feel like it's low.
Ricky, I got you on the live, my friend. Do you support Trump? Ricky's AFK. He's AFK. Moving on to the next guest. Ollie joined the box. If you happen to be a Trump supporter, I'd really appreciate that, guys. I'd really appreciate that. Alex, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Yo, I do support Trump. How you doing today, man?
Age, please.
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
Okay. Big Q, do you support Trump?
Hell no.
Base, man. All right. Yo, Legend Girl, do you support Trump?
I just love you. Wanted to come on here and say I love you.
Oh, thank you for the love, Legend. I appreciate that. And Alex, I accidentally disconnected you, man. That's my bad. Feel free to hop back in that queue. I meant to kick the second guest, but TikTok accidentally kicked you. Then I'd also like to thank Jamie. Thank you for the $15 over on Venmo saying stop swindlers like Dean. Yes, dude. We need to stop the grifters. Unless it's me. Thank you for the $15, Jamie. Show some love to Jamie. And Joey, thank you for the $30 over on Venmo. Holy crap. He says, swindle me, please, Joey. Thank you for the $30. We'll be doing none of that, though. Thank you for the $30. Show some love to Joey down below in that comment section for the love. And then Bryn, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much for the love, Bryn. And then Ben, thank you for the $1. Zach with a $20, who says, nurse here, our priority is providing holistic care regardless of any background or any difference with their own personal beliefs. We allow the patients to have their autonomy as they should. And that is the goal of a nurse. Thank you so much for the $20, Zach. Please show some love to Zach down below in that comment section, y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Moving on to the next Trump supporter. Hello, do you support Trump?
Yes.
Age, Gavin. I think that you're a troll, aren't you? What's up, Sierra?
He's not trolling.
Yo, I do not support Trump whatsoever, but my boyfriend does, and he thinks he could crush you in a debate. And I said, you cannot, because I watch you a lot.
Wow. Oh, before we even hop into the debate, I need to know a little bit about this situation. So how are you guys? How long you been dating? What's going on?
18, 3 years. I'm 18, he's 19.
Okay. All right. Now, to the boyfriend, what's up? What's your name?
He's scared. He's scared. He won't talk.
Don't tremble in fear in front of the girlfriend. That's a pretty bad look, especially after you say that you think you could whip me in a debate. Like, come on, dude. Fight for your honor.
He said you're different. He said you're different.
I've seen this guy crush people.
He said you're great. But say what you said to me all the time. Trump's the goat. That's what he said.
He's just chill, bro. Like he's like the funniest president of all time. He's just fucking hilarious.
I have a question.
Yo.
Was it pretty hilarious when he refused to abide by a court order to feed 16 million starving American children? Was that a real knee slapper?
The game's the game, brother.
What did you say?
The game's the game.
What about that? What about the livelihoods and well-being of 16 million American children as a game?
I don't even know.
You know, this is a bad look for you. You said that you've been with your girlfriend now for 3 years. I mean, long-term relationship. You're young, so that's long-term. You know, one day down the road, you guys, consider marriage, maybe have children. I mean, what do you think she's hearing from her perspective when you're like, the livelihoods and health and well-being of 16 million American children's a game? I mean, you could plant a seed of doubt. Maybe, our future child would be a game too.
Yeah, what about that? What about the fact that Trump was convicted of, or not convicted of, like rape and sexual assault?
Yeah. When he raped Jean Carroll, was that another little funny thing that the most humorous president of our country's ever done?
Wasn't he? He never got convicted, did he?
So he's held liable by a unanimous jury of 9 inside of a civil court of law, where they all did, where they all agreed that it had been proven that he raped Jean Carroll.
I didn't even know that for real.
Yeah. By the way, you said that you support Donald Trump because he's real funny. You know where funny people should go?
No.
Comedy clubs, not the Oval Office.
Gagged.
Well, that's looking bar.
Looking gagged, dude. I can't. Debate him.
Dude, I'm not a debater. I think it's fun. I like seeing him debate people.
You literally said to me.
No, I've seen him debate.
I requested and you
didn't you debate? What's the one dude? He's
You're thinking of Nick
He's
Fuentes.
mad. Is that him? Is he the racist dude?
Yeah.
Who said something like receiving end nonsense? I'm not like saying that to you, obviously.
Yeah.
But like,
listen. because he doesn't want to debate Sierra, I'm going to move on to the next guest. But something that I will share with you. I was 18 not too long ago. I'm only 21. I'm still really young. But from 18 to 21, the maturity gap starts to demonstrate itself. I graduated high school, and when I was graduating high school, me and all my peers were kind of on the same level, the same operating field, because we just went through the same shared experience of 4 years of high school. But then from the age of like 18 to 19 to 20 to 21, that's where the peers of your class really start to set themselves apart. And that's when individuals either continue to grow and mature in a positive direction, or, kind of hit that, that right or left turn and, just become a little bit of that stagnant, hasn't really aged or grown up since they were in their adolescent years, a high school or peak there too. So I'm not saying that's true of your boyfriend, just something to keep in mind. And I hope that you guys have a good rest of your lives, because I'll probably never talk to you again. Let's go ahead and move on to the next guest right now. Only op inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. We still have a couple other people to thank. Sally, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Thank you. Anna, thank you for the $25. Thank you so much. Who says, I wanted my pregnancy, I miscarried, and I would have bled out without mifepristone. Miscarriage care is the same as abortion care. Same meds, same D&Cs. These save lives daily. Banning abortion bans life-saving care for wanted pregnancies too. Yes, you are right. We see women die all around our country from that. Thank you for the $25, and thank you for sharing your experience with us. I'm so sorry that you went through that, but that experience is true of so many Americans. Thank you so much for your kindness. And then Phil, thank you for the $20, who says they're going to break up again, Lamau, that dude should run. Not referencing the last couple that we had on, but the couple before them. Dude, I feel pretty bad for that guy. I do feel bad for him. Thank you for the $20, Phil. Show some love to Phil. Let's get 200 W's for Phil and 200 W's for Brianna, who dropped a $20 donation on Venmo, saying thank you so much for everything that you do. I just wanted to highlight when speaking about abortion, there are trans people who could get abortions, not just women and girls. So I use that phrase women and girls because not only is that like the typical, but it's also the only language that the person I'm talking to would understand. If I was to get more hyper specific than that and start specifically talking about, trans men, for instance, then the guest would use that as an opportunity to say, oh, trans men, trans people, mental illness, right? Instead of like addressing the meat on the bone as it would relate to the argument surrounding why people who can get pregnant should be able to access abortion. Welcome in, Eric. Do you support Trump?
Dad, I love you! You changed my mind!
Okay, banned. Moving on to the next guest. Let's go to get that next guest up here right now, y'all. Everybody just do be patient. And I got to go let my girlfriend in real quick. So there's actually not going to be a next guest. I'll be gone for 20 seconds, BRB. Johnny, do you support Trump?
Yes, sir. I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2007, September 27th.
And what time is it?
3:15. I live in Las Vegas.
Okay. All right, Johnny, give me a second here. We got a couple people to thank, then we'll hop into the debate. Over on Venmo, there's a lot of you guys. I appreciate y'all so much for the love. Like, seriously, you guys are showing up and showing out today. Thank you, Heather, for the $5 over on Venmo. Says, much love to you for all that you do. Thank you, Heather. Tess, thank you for the $2. And Mad, thank you for the $10. Who says, can you do an educational video breakdown of the last guest to teach people about strawman arguments, just about logical fallacies as a whole? I might make that video. That would be a good one. Thank you for the $10, Mad. Show some love to Mad. And show some love to Atlas for the $10, who says, thank you for always keeping me sane. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for the $10, and I'm happy the streams can help. Show some love to Mad and Atlas down below in that comment section. Then Sarah, thank you for the $5. Trey with a $10. Thank you. Show some love to Trey down below. Thank you for the $10, Trey. And Barbara, oh my goodness. Thank you for the $100. Barbara with a $100 over on Venmo says, thank you. I have a disability and I appreciate what you do. Barbara, all the love in the world to you. Thank you for being here. We all love you. I'm sorry that you had to hear that last guest just be such a royal asshole to other people with disabilities. Thank you for the $100. That is so incredibly kind. I don't deserve a penny. Like, seriously, that is so much fucking money. Such an incredibly, incredibly kind donation. While we're hopping into this next debate, show some love to Barbara. 4 people here, Annie, Sean, Christina, and Allison. Thank all 4 of you for the $5. I'm going to read your individual messages to myself. Thank you so much. And then Callie with a $10. Who says, hey, Dean, you've inspired me to be the woke friend. Let's fucking go, Callie. Thank you for that love. This point in time, I'm going to go to pass the mic to you. We still do have a few people to thank on PayPal, but I'm going to allow you to just start the argument right now. Take it away and tell us why you support Trump.
All right, so I have a question about the whole Epstein files, right? Do you listen to pop music by chance?
Every so often.
Do you think MJ is the? Do you think Michael Jackson is the king of pop?
I mean, that's what he's been described as infamously for years.
Okay, but how come when people say, "Oh, Trump is the best president," where MJ is the king of pop, both were on Epstein Island, both were accused of grooming little kids. What difference does it make when it comes to an artist and the president? When Michael Jackson played an influence on the people with his music he made and the stuff he talked about, and I'm not trying to justify anything at all. I'm just saying, like, what's the difference between it, you know?
Well, the thing is that you're right. MJ was very influential, and if MJ abused children, then he should be canceled and deplatformed and thrown out, right? I feel like we could all agree to that. Like if that was true of MJ, right? Then that's not somebody who should like have influence. That's not somebody who should be like in a position of power. Very similar to Trump. But I mean, even as it relates to Trump, Donald Trump has more influence and power than MJ because he's the president of the most powerful country on the face of planet Earth. And the same thing would be true of him.
Yeah, and I see that. So I have a question too. If the next Democratic president to run was found on Epstein, would you vote for them?
No, I probably wouldn't. Wait, actually, I just said probably. The answer is certainly not. Unless there's one condition where I would vote for them, and that's if the other person that they're running against had abused children, more children than them, and then had worse policy. But honestly, at that point, the vote would still be like up in the air. Like I might just move. I think that's the answer that I've given before. Is that if there was like two pedophiles running against one another, and then one had better policy than the other, I either just want to vote or move. Like I'm probably moving to Europe.
So you have a girlfriend, as you said. If you got your girlfriend pregnant and she didn't want an abortion and you did, what's happening there? Genuine question.
She's having the child.
She's having the child. Okay. I respect you for saying that. Okay, but what if she wanted an abortion and you didn't? What if you wanted the kid at this time, you felt, hey, I'm ready, I want a kid now, and all of a sudden she changes and says, oh, I don't want a kid anymore. I want to get rid of it.
Then she's not having the child.
Then she's not having a child? All right.
Because the men's desires here are completely irrelevant. It's what the woman wants.
Okay, and I like half agree with that. I feel like if she wanted the kid, right, and you guys combined together, because obviously you can't make a kid by yourself, I feel like there's a boundary there, like she says, oh yeah, Dean, I want this kid now, like I want a kid now, and you're like, okay, I feel we're financially ready, like I want a kid too, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden it changes. How are you feeling?
I'd feel really fucking sad. I'd cry.
Yeah.
I'd cry.
Would you try and talk her out of it, or would you just let her go through with it?
I'd ultimately want her to do what is in best accordance with her own wishes. Like, I mean, that's just the fact. I mean, I understand that maybe if a man and a woman came together, they both wanted children, the woman got pregnant, and, we're like into the first trimester, they've already picked a potential name, starting to plan baby room. The guy's super excited to be a dad, then the woman turns around and says, I don't want that child, and gets an abortion. I'd understand why in that circumstance the man would be sad. I'd feel sympathetic for, that man's tears to an extent, but simultaneously, I don't think that, that sympathy would extend to the point of wanting to control what that woman can or can't do with her body. And I don't think that the emotions of men should be able to dictate what women do or don't do.
Okay, I respect that answer. I think it's very valid. Like, I feel like
But I just want to hear your argument for why you support Trump as president.
Okay, I support Trump because I feel like he has more valid, like I'm gonna be honest, I'm in the middle, but I lean more towards Trump over Kalama and Biden.
Kalama?
But yeah, because she ran it.
She was not a payment processor where you can make installed payments over the course of 4 months. No, not Klarna. No, her name's Kamala.
Kalama, same thing, right?
No, those are distinct and different.
I mean, Kamala, if she can fake her accent, I can change her name.
Okay. Well, first and foremost. So, I mean, the only good one that you got there was with the 14-year-old boys in the comment section, that jerk off to Fortnite edits all day, all right, and then spend their evening turning around and watching Nick Fuentes. Like, come on, what are we doing?
Well, I don't watch Nick at all.
So I think that no, A, she didn't fake any accent, and B, I don't think that if you know what her name is, call her by her correct name. Just saying, just an idea.
Okay. Well, I don't support Nick at all. I'll say that now. I think what he says and what he does is completely disgusting. And I don't know how people find it in them to support him at all. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you are more, I feel like, influential and keep it right, where he will, I don't know what I can say on TikTok, so I'm not going to say it, but you know what he says, obviously. And it's like, it should never get to the point of what he's saying, you know?
Okay, what? Okay, you're talking about Nick. Okay, so tell us why you think that Donald Trump is a better president today than Kamala Harris would have been if she won the last election.
All right, I think...
Banned. Sorry, gotta ban you, my friend. You got a flag for hate speech and bullying. Moving on to the next Trump supporter. Only joining the queue of your MAGA, please. Yo, Khalid, thank you for the $25 over on YouTube. Thank you, Khalid. That is Kali. No, it's not Khalid. Here, I'm going to refer to you by Alexander. Alexander! Sorry, thank you so much for the love, Alexander, with the $25 over on YouTube Super Chat. He says, good job and service you do. Dean and Santana, you guys are great. Stay at it and never stop. Well, thank you so much, Alexander. Please show some love to Alexander down below in that comment section while we're looking for the next Trump supporter to come up here and have a conversation with us. Thank you so much for your kindness, Alexander. Show some love. Thank you for the $25. I really do appreciate your contribution. Over on PayPal, there's a couple people that would like to thank you real quick. Thank you, Catherine, with $1, Angel with $2, Addie with $10. Thank you so much. Who says, Dean, have you watched any musicals / done theater before? Not really. I'm not a big musical guy. Thank you for the $10, Addie. Nicholas, thank you for the $2, and Bruno with a 5, and then Kaylee with a 3, and then Marin, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. Thank you so much, Marin. That is M-A-R-E, and Marin, you are awesome. Thank you so much for your support. He says, ask these pro-lifers why the fetus has more moral value than the woman carrying it, because by denying abortion to a pregnant woman, especially victims of violence, is absolutely placing more value on the fetus than the well-being of the living, breathing person carrying it. I honestly, so that was my argument for a long time, is that we definitely know that the woman has more moral value than the fetus, and I think that her right to bodily autonomy would outweigh any potential right to life that the fetus may or may not have. And I ran that one for a very long time. Very good point, Marin. Like I said, my argument for like a year. Thank you for the $20, Marin. Also, show some love to Ricardo for the $5. Appreciate you. Louisa, thank you for the $1. Casey with the $10, who says, thank you for standing up for women. You inspire people like myself from across the globe. Oh, thank you, Casey. Show some love to Casey down below, and thank you for your kind words. And then Samantha, thank you for the $45 over on PayPal. Let's get 450 Samantha W's down below in that comment section. Holy shit. Samantha says, please do longer streams this week. The crazies are off work and your supporters are around their families and can get you 2 new audiences. Hashtag do it for the clips. I might. I'm pretty busy though. I got to do a lot of Christmas shopping this week. Like today when I get off, got to do some shopping. And then you also said, this marks the 1,000th dollar I've sent you this year. I watch you every single day for the past 2 years and you've taught me so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're a real life hero. Samantha, that is like nuts. I say this often to myself, sometimes on live. I don't deserve this level of love. I don't deserve this level of appreciation, Samantha. You're an incredibly kind-hearted individual, and thank you so much for all your love and support. It goes farther than you know. Thank you so much for the $45. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Kobe.
Yeah.
How do you?
Oh, I don't support Trump. I support the Republican Party. But I have supported Trump, yes.
Well, shit, I kicked you when you said I don't support Trump, but then at the end you said I do support Trump. So if you are a Trump supporter, feel free to hop in that queue. What a mess. Moving on to the next guest. You're only joined inside of the guest request. If you are an American adult that supports Donald Trump as president, please. I'd really appreciate that. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Dean, you're my dad. I love you.
It's that same fetus, dude. It's that same fetus. Go ahead and take it away, man. I appreciate you for your patience. Tell us why the hell you support the worst president of your life. This guy is a tyrant, a wannabe dictator, a brutal commander-in-chief, and on top of that, an absolute idiot.
I disagree. You know, he's a great president. Since he's been there, you know, many traders like me, you know, I trade in the market. Stock market has been doing amazing. We're making money. A lot of opportunities have opened. You know what I'm saying? He protecting our borders. He puts the American people first. And I feel like Trump is a president that a lot of people have respect for, especially around the world in different countries and stuff. Mm-hmm. Even people in other countries support, you know, his ideology, the way he pushes our people first. and he's doing nothing that's right for him. He's doing shit that's good for our country.
Yeah.
So respectfully, you know what I'm saying? I respect him for what he's doing. He's doing an amazing job. So I don't understand why you up here, you know what I'm saying, bashing him, saying he's the worst president. There's obviously way worse presidents than him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Since he's been doing an amazing
in
job.
modern American history, who's a worse president than Trump?
Who's the worst president than Trump? I mean, a bunch of other people, a bunch of other presidents.
Like who?
Like they did a bunch of other things. Biden fled immigrants.
Biden? So why was Biden worse than
let
Trump?
a bunch of immigrants in.
You let a bunch of immigrants in? How so?
Yeah, he let a bunch of immigrants in. The stock market wasn't doing as well, too.
We had all-time high at multiple points under his term?
No, stock market wasn't doing good during. Since Trump coming, it's actually been all-time highs. So
we get perpetual all-time highs because the stock market continues to grow at
it's because Trump's doing a phenomenal job. Trump's doing his amazing job. He's a businessman. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to control his country. He's a smart man. You know what I'm saying? He's an amazing man. Respectfully.
Yeah. Check this out.
And there's no reason, there's no denying it.
I'm gonna debunk you with one simple question. What has Donald Trump done to make the stock market go up?
He's making it easier for businesses. He's lowering taxes for them, making them get more money. When you lower taxes for business and stuff, they can create more products, more jobs, more factories, make more jobs. So he's doing an amazing job.
Yeah. So making more jobs and building more faculties and factories.
Factories.
Building more.
They're making more factories. More, you know what I'm saying? More projects.
Could you let me speak?
Yeah, I'm letting you speak. So
that would require business investment, right?
Yeah.
Guess what's been happening to business investment in the last 12 months?
What's been happening?
It's been going down. Down. So my source here would be the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis. And then, of course, it's shown on Fred's website. That's the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. Investment into American industries, particularly manufacturing, was on a massive surge and boom under the Biden-Harris administration, going up every quarter. We witnessed the largest boom in modern American history. Trump wins the presidency, fucks things up by ensuring more volatility in the market, which, by the way, is why you're making more money as a trader. Traders make more money with a more volatile market, and the market's more volatile, which is good for you but bad for the industries and for the average American. That's one big reason why a lot of companies have stopped, have stopped investing as much into building more plants, more facilities, employing more individuals. Not to mention that specifically as it would relate to creating more jobs, dude, the job market is the worst it has been in a very long time. So far this year, the unemployment rate has skyrocketed, and we've had 1.2 million layoffs, the most layoffs in a single year since the peak of the pandemic under Trump in 2020. So not only are you wrong when you say that he's doing great by causing more companies to invest more back into their businesses because business investment is going down, but you're also wrong when you suggest that he's creating more jobs because of the skyrocketing level of employment and the very high levels of layoffs so far this year.
The reason why layoffs is happening is because of the order, the immigrants coming in and stuff. So he's having government shut down. A lot of things have to get shut down. We have to get all these immigrants out before we can start. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Start letting
that makes no sense. Immigrants are causing layoffs. What?
Yeah, immigrants are causing layoffs because they're taking the jobs and stuff. They're doing a whole lot of things, whole lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
So then why did these mass layoffs only begin under Trump, but they weren't true under Biden? Are you saying that no immigrants were coming into this country under Biden?
Was allowing
but then all the immigrants were coming into this country under Trump?
Yeah, Biden was allowing this bullshit.
Wait, but see, this is directly antithetical to the suggested hypothesis here, because your hypothesis that you're using to explain more layoffs is more immigration. But obviously, right, according to you, we had a crisis of immigration under Biden with less layoffs and no crisis of immigration under Trump with more layoffs. How does that make sense?
I mean, during Biden times weren't good too, so I don't know what you're saying.
Well, actually, no, there's not a single year. There's not a single year under the Biden-Harris administration where we had 1.3 million layoffs like we have so far this year.
Well, personally, everybody I know.
You're muffling your own mic, my friend.
I'm saying, I don't know where you're getting this information from about 1.3 jobs and getting stuff. Everybody I know is getting a job easily.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics. I'm getting that data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Let me tell you something. There's plenty of ways to make money in this country. If you're not seeing for those ways, that's your personal problem. There's no reason to blame the government. I don't want to hear about boss and dirt. There's so many ways to make money in this country. So many ways.
When you think that the economy is heading in a positive direction, you blame the government. But when I clarify and correct you and I prove that the economy is heading in a negative direction, you tell me not to blame the government. So which one is it?
What you mean not blame the government? I'm saying it's not going negative. I don't know where you're getting this information from.
I'll tell you. Trump's Bureau of Labor Statistics, Trump's own BLS is where I'm getting that data. Trump's own
straight bullshit.
You're calling it bullshit because it proves what you believe to be wrong, and you don't have the rational faculties required to consider that maybe you're just wrong.
No, I'm not wrong. You're just saying straight bullshit. You're saying stuff like you're just saying straight BS.
Well, listen,
literally.
Trump had a similar hypothesis to yourself that the Bureau of Labor Statistics was compromised because they were reporting data that demonstrated a spike in unemployment and a spike in layoffs, right? And what he did in response was he fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics and then replaced them with a Trump loyalist. But guess what? That Trump loyalist was continuing to report the same identical trend of terrible jobs reports to the extent where now the administration can't even deny it, and we're having members from the Treasury come out and speak on it. So, sir, the only thing bullshit here is you. Don't dispute this data that I'm not even getting it from the CNN or the MSNBC. I'm getting it from Trump's own administration. So why would Trump's own administration, be reporting bullshit that makes him look bad?
It's straight bullshit. Inflation is down. The stock market is booming. It's doing good.
Dude, why do you think it's bullshit? Why do you think it's bullshit?
It's bullshit. It's not true.
What's the evidence that it's bullshit?
I know what's going on.
What's the evidence that it's bullshit? Tell me,
I'm
sir.
an average American. I know what's going on.
Does the average American know more than the damn Bureau of Labor Statistics?
It's not hard to get jobs.
What would you know about the job market? You said that you're a self-employed trader.
It don't matter. I know there's plenty of jobs.
It does because you're not looking for a job.
I know people.
You know people that are.
People.
So
people are getting hired every day. People are getting employed every day. So whoever you're saying all this bullshit, that's not true. Inflation is down. Prices are going down. The stock market is doing. People are making money. New businesses. What are you saying?
Listen, let me
what
give
are you
you.
saying? What you mean if I'm putting enough time? I'm still getting facts. You just mad, bro.
So
that's respect. You just mad.
The only person who seems mad and really
just mad.
frustrated here is you.
I'm not frustrated. I'm chilling.
So,
you see me smiling.
Let me ask you a quick question. Hopefully you won't interrupt me. What source is more reliable than Trump's own Bureau of Labor Statistics to determine what current unemployment numbers are?
You know what I'm saying? All these statistics, you know what I'm saying, it could always get manipulated. You know what I'm saying? There's always some shit going on with this and the third. But what I'm telling you, from what I'm seeing, there's plenty of jobs out here. Plenty of people are getting hired. There's plenty of ways to make money. People are not struggling. The only problem we're having right now is the problem letting immigrants inside of this country. So that's the major problem going on right now. They're letting a bunch of immigrants in this country. Is Biden letting, you know what I'm saying? These immigrants are coming here.
There was no immigrants coming into this country under the Biden-Harris administration.
And it was. And crime rate was
What's your
high.
evidence?
You know what I'm saying?
What's your
crime
evidence?
Rate was high.
What's your evidence that there was immigrants coming into America?
It's a lot of evidence.
What's the evidence?
Biden was letting a bunch of
are you gonna reference statistics as evidence to prove that there's immigrants coming into America under the Biden-Harris administration? And then you just talked about crime rates. You know that crime rates, that's the statistics. So let me get this straight. You trust the statistics as it relates to immigration into America under Biden, but then you don't trust the statistics as it would relate to unemployment under Trump. You, sir, are a grade A idiot. Oh my God, total.
No. I ain't no idiot.
Big time.
I know, idiot. You just know what you're talking about. You just saying.
You don't know what you're talking about. You're the one saying the bullshit. Listen. I'm actually gonna have you do the whole you're lying. That's not fake. That's fake. Wait, I'll trust the statistics once more because you said that immigration into America increases crime rates. According to PNAS, who's been tracking crime rates in this country for the last 120 years, undocumented immigrants are 2.5 times less likely to commit a violent crime in American soil, 3 times less likely to commit a property crime, and 3.5 times less likely to commit a petty crime when compared to American citizens, meaning that in all reality, they reduce the crime rates. They fucking reduce them. You gotta show me
at least 5 reliable sources of them saying this. I'm not believing what one source said that you look at all the time. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you a biased guy. You know what I'm saying? You always gonna have your biased beliefs. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, immigrants come here, they commit crimes. I've seen it myself.
I got 5.
I've seen it myself.
I got 5. I got five.
What five you got?
Yeah, the first one is House.gov, literally the House of Representatives, which reported that the National Institute of Justice published a study done. This was on September of last year, demonstrating that undocumented immigrant offending rates are significantly lower than U.S.-born citizens. That's one. The second would be PNAS. PNAS reports the same statistics that the House.gov and the National Institute of Justice report. So now we got the House, the National Institute of Justice, and PNAS. That's three. The third would be the American Immigration Council. If you just go on Google, you type in AIC, or American Immigration Council debunking the myth of immigrants and crime, you'll see the same study reporting the same facts. That's four. No. I need to give you five. Shut the hell up while I answer your question. The fifth would be the Cato Institute.
We're not going to talk to you like that. We're not doing that.
I'm going to talk to you like that when you interrupt me, sir.
Nah.
Thank you. We are doing that. The fifth one would be the Cato Institute, reporting the same thing on January 30th of 2025 this year, saying, why do undocumented immigrants have a lower crime rate, going over that same study. And I know that you only asked for five. I'm going to give you more, because here's the sixth from National Policing Institute that says undocumented immigration and rates of crime, reporting the same conclusion. The seventh one is from the Brennan Center for Justice, debunking the myth of migrant war crime. The eighth one would be from NPR, immigrants are less likely to commit crimes than U.S. born. And how about we just go on to the ninth, because the ninth would be migrationpolicy.org, titled Explain, or Immigrants and Crime in the United States. The 10th would be Marshall Project, is there a connection between undocumented immigrants and crime rates? And the 11th would be the Office of Justice Programs.
At this point, you just naming
undocumented crime rates.
You just naming shit at this point.
Yeah, I'm naming the sources, my friend.
Yeah, you just naming bullshit.
Look up any of these.
You just saying shit. You're just saying shit.
Then look up anything that I'm not just saying shit. You could Google anything that I'm titling right now. It's a source, every single one.
What exactly did you search up?
Undocumented immigrants' crime rates.
Okay, so my question is, where do drugs come from? Narcotics. Where do those come from?
I'll answer that question after you could concede.
No, where do narcotics come from? Answer my question.
I'm not gonna let you pivot, bro.
Nah, answer my question. Where do those narcotics come from? Answer my question.
I'm not gonna let you pivot.
Where do narcotics come from?
I'm gonna repeat myself. I'm not gonna let you pivot.
Like you're not answering my question, bro. You know you a little kid.
I'm not answering your question.
You want to go through your way, blah blah blah. This little biased talk.
I'm not answering your question because you told me that undocumented immigrants are more likely to commit crimes and increase crime rates. I told you you're wrong. I gave you a source from PNAS. You're like, Dean, I'm going to need at least 5. Motherfucker, I then gave you 12. And then the moment I give you 12 sources to debunk your claim that they increase crime rates, all of a sudden you want to move on to talking about drugs. Listen, bro, this is a linear dialogue where we go point by point. I understand that you are shaking. No, listen to me. This part's important. You are shaking in your fucking boots, scared of me, my intelligence, my knowledge, my arguments, and my sources. Where do the drugs come from? That is you shaking in your fucking boots. Okay, your voice is quivering and your hands are going crazy because you are so scared of addressing the evidence, the irrefutable evidence that I gave to your claim surrounding your fucking baloney claim that undocumented immigrants increase crime rates. Listen, if you're not scared, okay, if you're not absolutely terrified, and you are the smart guy you call yourself, I want to hear a direct response to the irrefutable evidence that I brought up to determine that your claim surrounding undocumented immigrants and crime was wrong. I want you to respond to the counter argument to the claim that you already made that I proved wrong. Stop pivoting. The copium is real. You look like shit and everybody knows it. The more you try to rattle on about different points is the more that it is proven to the audience that you are a fool that knows nothing about what you're speaking on.
That's what I see going on. Like, you getting mad and shit. You doing a whole lot of screaming. You see, I'm relaxed. You see, I'm relaxed. You angry and shit. You doing all this screaming, all this feminine shit. Stop doing that shit. We men, you heard? Let's talk like men, you heard? Stop being a female, you heard? That's your problem. You being a female, right?
I love it when misogyny, it just ends up shitting on themselves. Because you're telling me I'm acting like a woman because I'm coming to this debate with facts, reason, logic, and sources. Meanwhile, you're acting like a man by coming to this this debate with big emotions, baseless claims, and like scaredy cat pivots when you get proven wrong. Thank you for just, reaffirming what we all already know, which is maybe women are a little bit more sensible than men. Shit, I am acting like a look at me. I'm so feminine for giving you evidence. I'm so feminine for justifying my position. Dead ass, dude. Dead ass, brother.
Yo, brother, let's talk. You doing all this yapping and stuff, all this low. This after third, like
Maggie, thank you for the $6 and the 66 cents over on Venmo. Show some love to Maggie in that chat. And Peter, thank you for the $100.
Right
1 second, I'm thanking my donors. I'm getting my money up while you're getting your funny up. Just give me a second here. Peter, thank you for the $100 over on Venmo. I want to see 1,000 Peter W's down below in that chat who says the astonishing, pathetic level of copium on display by Kevin is actually sad, truly sad. Seek help, Kevin. He paid $100 to roast you. Thank you, Peter. That is so fucking kind of you.
Good job,
and Annie,
Peter.
thank you for the $20 who says, can me and my mom Sarah get a hello? Hey guys, thank you for the $20. Show some love to Annie and Peter. You guys are fucking awesome. Shauna, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. And then Linda, thank you for the $25 over on Venmo, who says, how do you keep loving a MAGA family member? Well, I love my parents and we have a good relationship, even though we have a lot of disagreements. I understand that's not what's true for everyone, but it is true for me and my parents. They love me, I love them, and we respect one another. I'm very thankful for that, but thank you for the $25, Linda. Let's get 250 Linda W's and 500 Phil W's for the $50 over on Venmo. What the fuck, you guys? Show some love to Phil for the $50. With the $50, Phil says, let's just go to pull it up here. ... Where is it at? Did his donation just fucking disappear? Phil, listen, I'm going to look for your message there. I literally don't know where it went, but please show some love to Phil down below in that comment section because he absolutely did donate $100. Sorry, not $100, $50. Thank you so much, Phil. I'll look for your message. I would also very like to quickly thank Sarah for the $20 on Venmo, who says big emotions for a little boy. So real, Sarah. Lexi, thank you so much for the $2 over on PayPal. He says, please tell him this. Buddy acts so hard on TikTok. Bro's lame. All of his posts are low IQ. Fucking fried.
Yeah.
Abby, thank you for the $10. Who says, Dean, thank you. Been having a hard time the last couple of months and watching you and Parker's really helped. That's awesome, Abby. I'm happy that we can help. And holy shit, Anne just sent another $250 on PayPal. The second one of the day. Holy fuck. Show some love to Anne for another $250 down below in that comment section. Anne didn't even attach a message, just sent the love. That is nuts, Anne. Thank you a billion times over for another $250. That is fucking nuts. I want everybody watching to show some love to Anne. That is seriously outrageous. Thank you so much for your love. I do not deserve a penny of that. Show some love to Anne. Seriously, holy shit. As well as Denise, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal, who says, remind those chuckling fools that before Trump chose to starve Americans, he cut off U.S. aid. Thousands have been affected and many have died because of that decision. Yeah, he's not just starving and killing people in America. He's starving and killing people on the global stage. As well as Eric, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. Guys, please show some love to all of our donors. You guys are like, and seriously, that is just so kind of you. Now back to you guys. I'm not going to let you run away from this. I am going to have you respond to the irrefutable evidence that I gave you to prove you wrong when you suggested
Okay. Now my question:
immigrants are more likely to commit crimes. I'm going to make this clear.
Brody.
I will not answer your question until I get a response about crime rates and immigrants. There's nothing you could do or say to change that fact.
What crime rates and immigrants? I'm trying to tell you something that's related to it. I'm telling you, is selling narcotics not a crime?
Well, I mean, I told you I want to answer any questions until you responded to the first point I brought up. So I'm not going to answer that one, but the answer is obvious.
So what point did you bring up? Like, you saying all these points, blah, blah, said third, you just mentioning sites. You're not showing me nothing. What are you showing me? You're not showing me nothing. You just mentioning sites.
You literally want to see it on your screen?
Yeah, you're not showing me nothing. You're just saying stuff. You could say, I could say shit too. That's not hard to do.
Okay.
I could be like, I'm searching this up, blah, 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 said third. I'm not, come on, like, you just saying shit. You're not showing me nothing.
Okay.
You gotta show me something, bro.
You just keep on shifting the goalposts, but I could do that.
Like, come on, you just saying the third, but answer my question.
No, because I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna show you this. Hold on. So here's the abstract from pnas.org. I wonder what he's gonna ask me after I show him this. And by the way, selling drugs is actually brought up in this abstract. So this is actually great. I'm really happy that you happen to try to pivot away with that question about selling narcotics. So let's see here. Did I save it?
But either way, even if you say American studies narcotics, where are they getting it from? That's my question.
Okay. Well, then it's not relevant to the point that I proved wrong that I didn't respond to.
So either way, these narcotics come from immigrants. They come from America. These illegal immigrants come from Mexico. Like, what are you saying, bro? You're not making no point, bro.
Perfect.
Either
So
way.
here's the abstract from pnes.org. Let's go ahead and read through this together. Since
Hold on. Where's this site at, though? Where's the site? I'm confused. Where's the site at? You just saying PNS.com? Like, you gotta show a link.
PNS.org.
This a random screenshot, bro. You're not showing nothing, bro. You're not showing no site.
God.
You're not showing nothing.
Okay, so not only do you need to see the abstract.
Bro. You're not showing no site. You pull up anything, bro. I don't know what you pulling up. You gotta show me an actual site. You gotta show me the full site, bro. Come on.
Jesus.
Come on, bro. That's not gonna work. Come on, buddy.
Okay, so first we're gonna look at the title of the publication. Comparing crime rates between undocumented immigrants, legal immigrants, and native-born U.S. citizens in Texas. Okay? All right? Abstract. We make use of uniquely comprehensive arrest data from the Texas Department of Public Safety to compare the criminality of undocumented immigrants to legal immigrants and native U.S.-born citizens between 2012 and 2018. We found that undocumented immigrants have substantially lower crime rates than native-born citizens and legal immigrants across a range of felony offenses. Relative to undocumented immigrants, U.S. citizens are over 2 times more likely to be arrested for a violent crime, 2.5 times more likely to be arrested for a drug crime, and over 4 times more likely to be arrested for a property crime.
But do you know how?
You're muffling your mic, little bro.
You hear me? I said, do you know how many crimes these immigrants commit that are undocumented? They get away with that shit?
Do you have a source to demonstrate that undocumented immigrants are 2.5 times less likely to be caught for
I'm telling you,
crime?
bro, as somebody that lives in New York, bro, I see a lot of shit, bro, and I know what goes on, bro. So I'm trying to let you know how shit really goes. You know what I'm saying? You somewhere in your house, you live somewhere in the suburbs and stuff. You're not in an urban city. You're not in New York City, so you don't know what's going on, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Fucking annoying.
I'm trying to tell you something, buddy.
Oh my God.
Buddy, I know how shit is in the hood. I live in the hood. I know what goes on. You don't know what's going on. You're not living it. You're looking at stats. I'm telling you what's going on. I'm trying to tell you, immigrants is committing crimes in this country, and they can't do that because they're not American citizens. There's no reason for them. You gotta protect our complete border. So what are you saying? You're not like.
So what I'm saying is that all the evidence suggests you're wrong.
What evidence suggests that I'm wrong? What are you talking about? Where are we getting narcotics from? Where are narcotics coming from?
Oh my God! I just showed you the evidence.
Okay. Now my question is to you: where is narcotics coming from? Where are these narcotics coming from?
Citizens.
Where and where are they getting it from?
According to the Department of Homeland Security, okay, the DRUGS coming into this country from other countries to then be sold illegally on American streets are actually brought in by citizens from these other countries because they're not investigated as much at the southern border. So,
and most of these citizens are born through immigrants. Illegal immigrants that come here, illegal Mexicans that come here have these kids and they have connections back to their home countries and they are importing narcotics over here. So what are you saying, buddy?
What's your source for that?
What you mean? What's my source? That's a fact.
Well, who tells us that?
That's a fact, bro. You can search up even looking back at like the history of when we see like the narcotics and everything. You can see that shit. So what are you saying?
So you just came up with like an incredibly complex.
You see gangs like MS-13. What's MS-13?
Kevin, can I speak without you interrupting me?
You can talk.
So you just came up with a very complex conspiracy theory. So you have the data. The data is that undocumented immigrants are significantly less likely to commit crimes on American soil, and 80% of the drugs that are brought into this country, according to the Department of Homeland Security, are brought in by citizens. You still want to try to find a way to blame this on illegal immigrants, right? Undocumented immigrants. And so the very complex theory that you've come up with to blame it on them is to assume that all of these citizens that are bringing in the drugs from other countries are citizens that were born to undocumented immigrants, that they then use the criminal ties of their undocumented parents to work with the gangs in other countries to get the drugs from them to bring them into this country. So that is a very complex conspiracy theory.
It's not no theory. It's a real thing.
There's just
when you look into history,
Kevin. There's no direct and specific evidence that you could point me and everybody watching the stream towards to justify that bullshit. I'll bet you money on it.
Gangs like MS-13 and Latin Kings. Search it up. Some of the biggest gangs in America. Hispanic gangs. Some of the biggest Hispanic gangs in America. They import a lot of narcotics that come into this country, and they are made by immigrants. So what are you saying? Mexicans. So what are you saying, bro? Hispanics. So what are you saying? Come on, bro.
So the evidence to justify your conspiracy theory is MS-13 sounds Hispanic, so I bet they're illegal immigrants. Even though the
MS-13 is Hispanic. Search it up.
Only even though the Department of Homeland Security tells us that they're citizens, right?
MS-13 is from Hispanic descent citizens.
So show me that.
Most of the time, their parents come here illegally.
What's the evidence? What's the evidence that MS-13 is having the children of undocumented immigrants that are citizens import drugs? What's the evidence of that?
How you think they got here though?
Can you answer my question?
Most Hispanics that come here are undocumented. So what are you saying?
That's another claim that needs evidence because that's also false.
It's not false.
No, it is false. What's the evidence? What's the evidence that most Hispanic people in America are undocumented? You idiot.
What do you mean an idiot? That's a fact.
I called you what you are. That's a fact.
That's
You're
why.
a goddamn
That's
idiot.
exactly why now they're building.
So then give me the
That's why
evidence.
there's a wall.
If it's such a fact, then give me the evidence. If it's such a fact, then give me the evidence, you clown.
That's exactly why now there's a wall.
Give me the evidence,
There wouldn't be a
clown.
wall for no
Give
reason.
me the
There
evidence.
wouldn't be a wall
oh my
for no
God,
reason.
you are actually
there wouldn't
so
be a
insufferable.
wall for no reason.
What does?
There wouldn't be a wall for no reason.
What does a war have to do with evidence?
The government will not.
Kevin, shut up. What does a war have to do with like you providing evidence that most Hispanic people in America are undocumented?
Bro, when you see the people that are getting deported and stuff, and like the planes and stuff, you see mostly Hispanic descent. So what are you saying? So what are you saying, bro? I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
Most of them are undocumented.
I'm going to respond to that now. Listen to me very closely. Let's actually assume, okay, that every undocumented immigrant that has been deported in the last 40 fucking years is Hispanic. Every single one of them, okay? This still doesn't imply that most Hispanic people in America are undocumented immigrants.
I mean, Hispanics, like, it's a large variety, you know what I'm saying?
Can be true at once. Even if every undocumented immigrant deported was Hispanic, which they're not, they could still account for a minority of all Hispanic people in this country. And I'm asking you for evidence to demonstrate that it's true that most Hispanic people in this country are undocumented.
What I'm telling you is that Hispanics is a large, it's a large group of people, you know what I'm saying? We have Argentinians, we have people from Chile, we have people from all different countries. But when we look at these countries like Mexico, El Salvador, Colombia, we have history of them bringing narcotics here. We have history.
Sorry, he's just too far gone. That guy's crazy. That guy's just crazy, dude. That guy's nuts. That guy's just fucking lost it. That guy actually has lost it. Brianna, thank you for the $3 on Venmo. He says, this guy's so insufferable, my mind is going numb. Dude, he's so crazy. Ben, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. He says, you're telling me the most dangerous criminal networks on earth are like, nah, forget planes, ships, and money laundering. Just give it to the undocumented immigrants to bring in. Deadass, Ben. Bro, Ben, you stay fucking cooking. You were cooking all day yesterday, too. And then Nicholas, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. He says, Kevin sources himself, apparently. Christina with the $5 on Venmo to end the debate with that last guy. Yeah, it's over now. I just kicked him. Zachary, thank you so much for the $5 over on Venmo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then Angelina, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal, who says, hey, Dean, I hope that you're doing well. Here's my mod application for TikTok because there's a lot of bad comments recently. Oh, Angelina. Okay, I will happily check that out. Once I'm off live, I'll happily check that out. Thank you for the $10. Show some love to Angelina. Then Terrera, thank you for the $10 as well, who says, hi, Dean, this guy does not represent how Black Americans from NYC think. As an educated Bronx native who watches you regularly, keep on doing what you do. Oh, I would never assume that. I would never assume that. I think it's very bad and harmful to just assume that like all people of one race would like think one way because one member of that race thinks one way. So I would never assume that. Thank you for the $10, Terrera. And then Mia, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo, who says, I bet Kevin thinks Puerto Ricans are illegal aliens. Probably. All right, moving on here. That guy was nuts. He thinks he won the debate because Dean kicked him. Probably. He probably thinks, oh, I destroyed him. I cooked him. What's up, D-Sport Trump?
I just wanted to say that last nigga, I'm from New York, that nigga could eat my beef. I do not support Trump, but I had to get that off my chest. If you need to ban me, ban me. But bro, if you in the live and you hear me, I'm from Dykeman and we can link up and I want to beat the shit out of you.
Okay, all right. I'm not trying to get the live taken down. I'm not trying to get the live taken down. All right. We're gonna go to move on to the next guys. Yo, all right. Only option to make you if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump. That's funny as hell. That's good. Holy base, dude. Holy base,
Parker,
man.
Yo, bro, fuck Trump, but I love you, man. You're amazing. Keep doing what you do, please.
Well, I love you too, Phil, but I will clarify my name isn't Parker, it's Dean. Moving on to the next guest, guys. Holy based. Only up and so like you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 43, 5'2", 26, 70.
Okay. And moving on to the next guest. By the way, if you're watching at home and you're like, hey, I like this Dean guy, and you like what I'm doing, and you want to support what we do, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on Venmo. You can also find in the pinned message over on that YouTube stream, and I really appreciate everyone so much for all the love that you guys have been shown today. Welcome back.
Well, this is Dirk here. It's an honor to be speaking with you, Parker. This is fantastic.
We spoke the other day at length. You were more insufferable. Dirk, I have one question for you, man.
Go ahead, Parker. Let's see what you got.
Do you accept that Donald Trump sexually exploited beauty pageant contestants by looking at their naked bodies unconsensually?
And you're referring to the Howard Stern clip, is that correct?
That is correct, Dirk.
Well, do you understand what the Howard Stern show is, Mr. Parker?
Yeah, shock jock entertainment.
Shock jock? What does shock jock mean?
Shocking.
You say shocking things, you get a reaction, right?
You get a reaction, yes.
Right. So Donald Trump, the natural entertainer that he is, was on the Howard Stern show and said shocking things that may or may not have been true.
Not
you
true.
think that's possible?
Not possible because Howard Stern made him clarify.
Possible.
Howard Stern made him clarify. Howard Stern knows that his show is a shock jock, say shocking things to get a reaction to incite.
And Howard Stern is also a liberal now.
Can I have you mute up while I speak? If you can.
Well, go ahead. You have my permission to speak. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I don't need your permission because I could just put you on mute.
Well, I just gave it. Go ahead.
But anyways, I'm going to get back to whatever helps you sleep at night, Dirk. I'm going to get back to what I said. So Howard Stern thought something similar to yourself. When Donald Trump started talking about what he'd do to these beauty pageant contestants, Howard Stern thought maybe like he's just trying to be shocking or something. So Howard Stern actually clarified with Trump that this is something that he'd actually done. Howard Stern literally said verbatim, and this is something that you've actually done. And then Donald Trump was like, yes, this is something that I've actually done. So I hear from Trump supporters all the time.
That's part of the joke.
I'm not done yet. I hear from Trump supporters all the time, like different potential counter arguments to try to weasel your way out of accepting that Donald Trump has sexually exploited beauty pageant contestants. I've heard it all. And the first layer of resistance that we usually run into is people trying to label it a joke. But we know that it's not a joke because Donald Trump explicitly clarified that it wasn't a joke.
Well, you're praying it's not a joke because you have TDS and you want to say orange man bad any chance that you get.
No, it's because
you know deep in your heart that it was a joke, being that it was on the Howard Stern show.
No,
you know deep in your heart
that it's not a joke because
you're just playing willfully ignorant and you're pretending he wasn't being entertaining on an entertainment show.
No, I know that it wasn't a joke because he clarified that it wasn't a joke. He said that
because he doubled down on a joke. That means it's 100% truthful. Is that your logic?
This wasn't even doubling down because he said this before he said what he did. He said, no, Howard,
so
I've
still
actually
on the
done
Howard
this.
Stern show, he says,
actually done this.
yeah, no, I'm 100% serious. That means it's 100% serious, right?
Yeah, especially when we have cooperating.
You're going to pretend.
Yeah, that does mean that it's serious, especially when we have cooperating victim testimony from multiple beauty pageant contestants competed at different years at different points. Yes.
Well, you're just being willfully ignorant. Anybody with a brain understands that. You just have Trump derangement syndrome and you're pretending something that's clearly comedic is serious.
I think it's funny that you just try to invoke like an appeal to others, when in all reality, if we do want to appeal to others in the circumstance, they're all looking at you like you're crazy. When the average American listens to the clip of Donald Trump talk to Howard Stern and tell him how he would like seriously walk backstage, walk into these dressing rooms, then look at the naked bodies of the beauty pageant contestants, and then they also hear how we have corroborating victim testimony from 4 teens that competed at Miss Teen USA in 1997 to Miss Arizona in 2001 that competed in a different year at a different pageant, Miss USA.
Show us the testimony from the teens. Go ahead.
So on and so forth. What the average American like concludes is that Donald Trump did this. Okay.
Show us the testimony of the teens. Go ahead.
Dirk, do I need to just put you back in the...
Well, you're saying fake news. This is what you do.
I'll let you respond to my points once I'm done saying them. Is that fair?
You have my permission. Go ahead, Dean. Go ahead.
Thanks for your permission, Dirk. I appreciate that. But anyways, to get back to what I was saying, I'm just going to try to start from the top, but I'm going to try to not be as verbose this time. When the average American hears Donald Trump admit to sexual exploiting these women and girls, and then the women and girls corroborate what Donald Trump admitted to doing, okay, the average American concludes that this is something that Trump did. And honestly, when they hear you saying that it was all just a joke and giving me these terrible arguments, even though he explicitly clarified that he was being honest, they don't look at me like I have TDS. They don't look at me like I'm crazy. They don't look at me like I'm in the wrong. They look at you like you're insane. They look at you like you're denying reality. They look at you and they say, like, what the fuck is going on?
Fake news.
And for like the viewers of this stream that aren't even political, don't really keep up too much with either of the parties, don't keep up too much with Trump's administration, aren't like even like super like anti-Trump like I am, and they just like live a different life where they're not too involved in politics. Like I know there's some apolitical people just like streaming this this broadcast right now because you found it on your For You page, right? Tell me if I'm right here, but even like the apolitical audience basically hears you denying that this is something that Trump did, and they think that you sound insane, all right? And honestly, I would argue that a vast majority of the audience, okay, listening to you defending what Donald Trump admitted to in this clip, okay, doesn't even take away like, oh my God, this guy's crazy because he genuinely believes that Donald Trump didn't do this, but rather because it's so obvious that he did this, their takeaway is, oh, he knows that Trump did it. He knows that he's denying reality, and maybe he's up here to try to rage bait troll or to get a reaction out of Dean Withers. So just in response to what you said earlier, anyone with a brain knows that I'm experiencing TDS because I listened to an admission of guilt via the perpetuator sexual violence and then the cooperating victim testimony of who he did it to. No one looks at me like I'm crazy. Everyone looks at you like you're crazy.
Yeah,
you're
more fake news from the left, more fake news. Your claim that average people would find that disgusting is just fake, being that in 2024, Donald John Trump won the presidential election in an absolute landslide, making people like you go into a panic for the last, year? I mean, the fact that Donald Trump won in such an absolute landslide, winning every single swing state, winning the popular vote for the first time in decades, shows that, yes, the normal average person in America thinks that you're bullshitting. The normal person in America doesn't believe what he said on Howard Stern was 100% truthful because these people still have some sort of sense of humor and they don't want to just cry in a corner anytime that they hear an edgy joke. The average normal American looks at people like you and all of the people doing lawfare against the man as anti-American crybabies.
Yeah, there's a massive and fatal flaw within your argument. Your argument would pre-assume that the average American even knew that he boasted to Howard Stern about doing this. Your argument rests on every American voter having A, perfect rationale, and B, perfect access to all information whatsoever. I could promise you that
Right,
the
like
average
for the
American,
past 10
I could promise you that the average American doesn't even know about this Howard Stern clip, and my evidence would be the shocked people watching this live stream every single time when it's their first time in here, asking themselves, why have I never heard this before? Asking themselves, right, why is like this just not being screamed from the top of every tower in America, right, that our sitting president sexually exploited women and girls. By the way, I just want to like clarify it for everybody watching that hasn't heard this audio. Let's just go ahead and play the clip of Donald Trump admitting to sexual exploitation. After we finish playing this clip, I'm going to refute the common arguments, and then you are all going to listen to the guests either A, crash out, deny it all, call it fake news with no reason, B, try to pivot and move on to a different topic, talking about the other quote-unquote lawfare, like is grape case, felonies, so on and so forth, or C, just straight up start attacking me, labeling me as having TDS when in all reality, I'm just here to discuss the facts. Here we go.
Well, I will defend him, and
what
you
you
have
can also say
TDS.
as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now, tell me
I'll
what-
tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
Okay, first, I'm going to go ahead and address the most popular and common response that we hear to this audio clip, saying that Donald Trump was joking when he said this. The reason why we know that Donald Trump was not joking when he said this is because Howard Stern verified with Trump before Donald Trump started to speak that this is something that Donald Trump has actually done. Howard Stern goes, so you've actually done this. Donald Trump goes, well, I'll tell you what I have done. And then he goes on to describe the contents of this clip. Second of all, the second reason why we know that Donald Trump was not joking when he said this is because he didn't say this with any joking demeanor, and there was no linguistics or rhetorical indicators that he was joking when talking about going into these private spaces to look at the people changing inside of the space. Third reason why we know that Donald Trump was not joking when he said this is because although Howard Stern ran a shock jock show, there's never been another guest that has gone on his show and claimed to have perpetuated sexual violence for that shocking factor, when in all reality they were an innocent person that hadn't done it. The fourth reason why we certainly know that Donald Trump was not joking when he admitted to doing this is the fact that we have corroborating victim testimony from different people in different years, all reporting the same consistent narrative, which is that what Donald Trump said in this clip is something that he's actually done to them. All right, we have 4 teens from Miss Teen USA 1997, including Mariah Bogado, then 3 unnamed teens that told this to BuzzFeed. We have Miss Arizona from 2001. Not to mention a fifth reason why we know that Donald Trump isn't joking is because he actually owned pageants. If it was just all a joke, okay, well, then he would probably make a joke about
Yeah,
something
keep
that he
monologuing, dude.
that
Keep
he-
monologuing.
I'm going through all the reasons why this is a bad argument. He
Keep
actually owned
monologuing and
pageants.
cry.
Okay, and it was actually reported that he went into the space. But anyways, at this point, I'm going to pass the mic to the guest at this point. Remember what I told you before I played that clip, how his potential responses are either going to be A, just to say fake news and say nuh-uh with no evidence, no reason, and no dispute to the specific reasons that I just gave, or B, right, to just start attacking me, saying that I'm crying, saying that I'm crashing out, saying that I have TDS, or C, attempt to pivot, deflect, and move on full-heartedly. Let's see what route this predictable cult member takes.
Well, I mean, you actually got the prediction wrong, being that you said I would do either or of those things. The truth is, I'm going to do all of those things. I'm going to say, first of all, yes, obviously being on Howard Stern is a way that Donald Trump is promoting his brand. Donald Trump's brand at the time was a rich womanizer. And I know you're maybe, 18 years old, however old you are. But this is Donald Trump's brand that everybody has known for decades, right? And very clearly, if you know anything about Howard Stern and Donald Trump's personality back in the day, anybody with a clear vision of the full situation will conclude that Donald Trump was joking. And in the same breath, I'll say that you have TDS.
Okay, yes, you actually did do the 2 things. So the 2 things that you did was A.
Well, you said I would do either or, so you're wrong.
So the first thing that you did was you just falsely labeled it as wrong. You just said that I'm wrong. You just said that he's joking. You didn't respond to the specific arguments that I gave.
Yeah, being that I just told you.
You didn't respond to the specific arguments that I gave against it being a joke. I literally gave you 4 separate arguments to conclude that it wasn't a joke. The first argument was the fact that he said it's something that he's actually done. The second argument was the fact that nobody else else on the Howard Stern show has ever quote unquote joked right about perpetuating sexual violence when in reality they didn't. The third argument was that there's no rhetorical,
just said nobody on Howard
or linguistic or any linguistic indicators.
You're such a liar.
Any linguistic indicators that this was a joke. And then the fourth and most damning argument that he was telling the truth is the fact that we have the independent, confirmed and corroborating testimony of the women and girls that he did this to. And by the way, I know that you're already going to straw man point number 2, which was there's nobody been anyone else that's gone on the Howard Stern show and joked about falsely claiming
that's what you said. Seriously,
when in all reality they didn't. So make sure that you correctly represent that point.
That's not a straw man.
Those are the 4 arguments that I'd like you to respond to in defense of your premise that Donald Trump was not joking when he said what he did.
Yeah, you're such a liar, dude. One of your points was nobody has ever gone on Howard Stern making a sexual joke like that. Like that alone.
You already changed the argument. I didn't say that nobody's never gone on Howard Stern to make a sexual joke. I said I've never heard anybody else go on Howard Stern and joke about falsely claiming to have perpetuated sexual violence when in all reality they didn't.
Yeah, because you've never listened to Howard Stern. Even what you said just there is completely wrong. Anybody who's ever watched Howard Stern knows that that's completely wrong.
Okay, then
you're such a liar.
Then prove me wrong.
Sure, type in Howard Stern, Ronnie the limo driver, stripper. I mean, I'm just saying like a random clip I remember from friggin' 1999. I mean, you may not even be able to find it, being that Howard Stern is very litigious and deletes videos from the internet, but try and find it.
From the Howard 100 News team, show you has good stuff. Let's go over to Lisa G and the Howard 100 News. Hi, Lisa. There she is.
All right, page 69 reports that Ronnie, the limo driver, has been using the new strip club, which will replace Scores, as a threat to fellow Stern staffers. A couple of staffers telling page 69 that Ronnie has issued the ultimatum: if you make fun of him, then you will not go to the new strip club.
What?
Ronnie says, quote, "You will not go wherever we land."
Yeah, Ronnie.
So where in this clip can I find Ronnie claim to have perpetuated sexual violence as a joke?
Yeah, that's not the right clip. I already said you're not going to be able to find this probably, but go ahead and look up him telling a story about strippers on the Howard Stern show. Just try and find one.
Okay, so you want me to find your evidence for you?
Well, you just told me to name an instance, and I named an instance. Did I say the instance is on YouTube
now prove
directly
that
accessible?
instance exists.
Now prove it exists.
Yeah.
So you want me to now dig through hours and hours of archival footage on Howard Stern to prove to you that on Howard Stern people make sexual jokes?
No. Once again, you're already.
How about you just
that there's been anyone else on Howard Stern that is quote unquote joked about perpetuating sexual violence when in all reality they didn't. And by the way, how convenient that this clip doesn't exist on the internet. Fucking idiot. You're getting absolutely stomped on right now by somebody half your age and twice as intelligent.
I already told you Howard Stern's very litigious. He deletes videos left and right from the internet. So that's a known thing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're just coping and seething right now because you know nothing about Howard Stern.
You're coping and seething because I gave you 4 irrefutable arguments to prove that Trump wasn't joking, and you can't come up with a counter response because I'm in the right and you're in the wrong. You live in the land and I live in factual land, and I could justify that these facts with evidence. Meanwhile, the only thing you have is claims like calling me like deranged, claims like saying I have TDS, claims like saying they use obviously, even though you have no response to the counter arguments that I purported. Right? Obviously, what is happening right now, the response had no evidence for it. You said, "Oh, guys, there's been other people."
Evidence for it.
Yeah, your response was, "Oh, I trust this Ronnie the limo driver guy went on Howard Stern's radio show and also joked about perpetuating sexual violence when he didn't." But apparently, there's no evidence whatsoever.
Howard Stern characters. Name me 3 Howard Stern characters.
Of course.
You're the expert.
Yeah, Beetlejuice, Ronnie the limo driver, and Donald Trump.
Now you're Googling. You're reading a list right now.
What?
Tell me
you just asked me it. You just asked me it on the spot.
Well, because you were just Googling it.
You didn't. Wait, what do you mean just Googling it before? Wait, you said that I was just Googling it before. How would you know? How would I know that you would ask me that question?
As you were reading it.
How would I know that you were going to ask me that question?
Well, you had a Google page up of Howard Stern, and there's related search results. It's not that hard to understand.
Fucking prove it.
Well, I saw your eyes moving as you were reading that.
So people's eyes don't move?
Yeah, but you were very clearly reading, dude. I'm good at observing people.
They're clearly reading. Very clearly reading. Okay, hands are up.
You were clearly. Okay, close your eyes. Close your eyes and tell. Go ahead.
One second. What, hands are up, haven't touched the computer. I'm going to go to just take a picture of the screen. Let's go and look at the screen.
Yeah, okay. You're such a liar,
So
dude.
over-
Alt tab. Anybody could alt tab away.
Wait,
You're
but
not
I
a
put
computer guru
my
because you
hands
know a
up.
keyboard
But I
shortcut.
put my hands up.
Yeah, 30 seconds after I confronted you. Oh, you had no time to change and X out the window. Wow.
Oh, you're crazy. You're so
Dude, you're
insane.
such a liar. We all saw you reading.
No one saw me reading 'cause I
Okay,
didn't
your
read.
claim now is that you know anything about Howard Stern. Tell me a funny Beetlejuice story. Close your eyes.
Well, I'll just tell you a story. There's this clip of Beetlejuice getting interviewed by Howard Stern, getting asked simple like.
That's not a story. That's a clip.
Oh my God! I'm trying to give you the story, and you're interrupting me. Where a Beetlejuice is like doing like a knowledge off against like I think it was like literally a 5th grader, and they were asking Beetlejuice these questions, and then they're asking the 5th grader these questions, and then like Beetlejuice couldn't answer them right. That is a story about something that occurred on the Howard Stern show.
Yeah, but that was not an answer to my question. I said, tell me a story about Beetlejuice.
Why do you want to?
Not a clip involving Beetlejuice.
Wait, that's a
you must
story
have
about
listened to
something that
Beetlejuice
has done.
interviews as a Howard Stern superfan, no?
Well, that's a story about something that Beetlejuice did on the Howard Stern radio show. I don't know what you're asking me
No,
for.
I didn't
just
say
did
about
it.
what event he did on the radio show. I told you, tell me a story about Beetlejuice.
That is a story
Go
about
ahead.
something that Beetlejuice
no,
did.
No, it's not. No.
Yes, that
I
is a
didn't
story
ask for
about
that.
something that he did on
I didn't
Howard
ask
Stern's
about
radio
that.
show.
I told you to tell me a story about Beetlejuice, one that came out of his mouth.
That is something that came out of his mouth. He's the one that couldn't answer the questions.
Oh, brother. Yeah, just like you. Wow, you're looking like Beetlejuice now. You can't answer simple questions.
I am answering the simple question. You asked me to name
you're not.
You asked me to name 3 characters, right, from the Howard Stern radio show. I answered your question
you read me
successfully,
3.
and then you accused me of reading them. And then I took a
You
picture
did.
of my computer screen to show you that I didn't read them after my
After you
hands were in
X'd
the
out the
air.
tab.
Yeah, obviously after I exited out of the tab. And then you asked me to tell you a story about Beetlejuice on Howard Stern shows with my
Which
eyes
you
closed.
didn't.
I then closed my eyes and put my hands in the air and told you a story about Beetlejuice on Howard Stern show.
You told
about
me
having a knowledge
you
off
told me a
against some 5th grader,
involving
right?
Beetlejuice.
And now you're just crashing out and getting mad. Look, the fact of the matter is here, Donald Trump sexually exploited the naked beauty pageant contestants by walking into the dressing rooms and looking at them while they're naked. And we
Fake
know that he
news.
did this because he admitted to it. Then that was corroborated by the victim testimony.
news.
And you're an insane loser. You just can't come to terms with
No, you're
reality.
insane, dude.
And you're
You're
getting
not-
absolutely mogged on by Dean Withers in all comparable degrees and
Wrong.
regards whatsoever. How does it feel to be absolutely destroyed on live 4K in front of 15,000 people? Because quite frankly, my friend, I bet
Feels
it
pretty
feels bad.
good knowing that I have more social cues than a freaking 18-year-old TikToker, one who can't see that it's very obviously humor, very obviously said for shock reasons.
Oh, if you repeat
it
it,
makes me
if you repeat it enough times, eventually it will be true. That's basically your argument. Trust me, bro, it's humor. Trust me, bro, it's humor. Even though, Dean, you gave me 4 compelling arguments that demonstrate it wasn't humor, if I just ignore them all and continuing to repeat that it is humor, it will eventually be humor. Gaslight, deflect,
I could say the same
ignore,
for
and
you.
repeat.
If
Gaslight,
I say
deflect,
it's not a
ignore,
joke
and
enough,
repeat.
it won't be a joke.
Oh, well,
I
the
could say
thing is you
same
have to misrepresent my argument because I didn't just merely say it wasn't a joke. I was able to give 4 damn
Yeah, you
compelling reasons insofar as why it's not a joke. The first reason would be the fact is that he said it wasn't a joke. The second reason would be the fact that there's never been
He said
anybody
it
else that's
mid-
gone on the Howard Stern
he
radio
said it
show
mid-joke
that has
that
made a
wasn't
quote
a
unquote
joke.
joke about perpetuating sexual violence when in
Makes
all
sense.
reality we know that they didn't. The third reason that it's not a joke is because we have the corroborating victim testimony of the women and girls that he did this to, such as Mariah Bogado, a teen from Miss Teen USA in 1997, or Miss Arizona from Miss USA in
Oh, read her
2001.
testimony.
And then the fourth reason that we know that this is a joke would surround the fact that there's no verbal, rhetorical, or linguistic cues to indicate that he was not being serious when he said this. So no, Dirk, I'm not just simply saying that it
When
wasn't
did
a
her
joke. I'm
testimony
like you
come out?
saying that it was a joke 2015 when she was asked about it because that's when Trump started to run
I
for
wonder what
president, so
happened.
people were interested.
I wonder what happened in 2015.
Yeah, 2015 is when Trump ran for
I wonder
president.
what happened.
It's not weird at all. When
What a
Trump,
weird coincidence.
that's not a weird coincidence either. It's not
No,
a coincidence and it's not weird. That's when Trump ran for president. So that's when institutions like
Right, so
BuzzFeed
that-
got interested into who he is and what
20
he's done.
years later-
and then they reached out for
20 years
interviews
later.
with the beauty pageant contestants, right? That this happened to.
She was just debating for 20 years if she could come forward, and then when she saw that he was running for president, then she finally had the courage.
It wasn't even debating to come forward for 20 years. That's just the first time that they're asked by a mainstream
Didn't you
media
just-
source what happened to them.
didn't you just say 1990?
They weren't asked
You
by a
said
mainstream.
97.
They were asked by a mainstream media source
You
at
said
any
97.
point before that. That was the first time they were asked for comment
said it
on
happened
this
in 90.
story.
You said it happened in 97.
Yes, 97.
Right. So she was debating since 97 if she should come forward, as if Donald Trump wasn't already this huge figure.
No, that's not true. That was just the first
That's
time.
not true.
That's not true at all. That was just the first time that Mariah Delgado was asked for comment by a major news outlet, which makes sense considering the fact that that's when he started running for president.
Got it. And read her testimony. What did she say?
Yeah, for sure. That Donald Trump walked in on her while she was naked.
That's
she
not
was
reading
shocked.
it. No, you're summarizing. I said read it.
And then he said, and I quote, "Don't worry, ladies, I've seen it all before."
Okay, go read her testimony.
I'll give you her testimony, you tool. All right, here we go. Quote unquote, I remember trying to put on my dress very quickly because I was like, oh my God, there's a man in here. Trump then said something like, quote unquote, don't worry, ladies, I've seen it all before. She called it shocking and creepy. Yeah. Oh, then she went on to say that he had walked. Oh, here we go. That he had walked.
The owner of the pageant
walked in on them while they were naked, and then like Mariah Delgado said that quote unquote we were all naked.
Who said this?
Mariah Delgado.
She said we were all naked.
Yeah.
Okay, where was this?
Where was
BuzzFeed?
BuzzFeed,
the reputable news source, BuzzFeed.com. Okay.
The only reason why I care about BuzzFeed is
they say BuzzFeed is like the same level as the New York Times. They say, right?
BuzzFeed are the ones that reached out to her for an interview. I won't take BuzzFeed too seriously, I'm not going to lie. But BuzzFeed happened to be the institution that reached out to Mariah Delgado and got her testimony. And the title of the article is Teen Beauty Pageant Queens Say Trump Walked In on Them Changing. You're getting stomped on while you're getting mogged and you're like, struggling to read that article, of course. I'm going to go to thank a couple people. Sarah, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Thank you. Who says, hey, you know what else could be a joke? Quote unquote, funny, true stories that actually happened. Yes, Sarah. Yes, he thinks that it's funny that he did this. And that's why he said it. He even said that in the clip. Something funny I will do. He was trying to tell a joke about something that he actually did because he thought it was funny.
More cope. And you said this was Teen USA.
Sarah,
you said this was Teen USA. This was not Teen USA.
It was.
Where in this article does it say Teen USA?
Mariah Delgado. Oh yeah, the third fucking paragraph. 4 women who competed in the 1997 Miss Teen USA beauty pageant. You fucking idiot.
Oh, well, I'm on a different article from BuzzFeed. They must have printed 2.
Okay, well, look up the one that was posted on October 12th, 2016, and updated on
I'm looking at the
13th,
We Were All Naked article, which was not the Teen USA pageant. This was the Miss USA pageant.
Yeah, because it happened at both. So it looks like, yeah, you're right. I found the one that you're looking at right now, published on October 9th. So they did one on Miss USA, and they did one on Miss Teen USA. So, this just further demonstrates that he did this to both the women and the girls.
Well, I thought your claim this whole time this was just the Teen USA pageant.
Oh, no, that's not my claim.
Okay.
You're quiet now.
I mean, honestly,
you're real quiet now. You're real quiet now. Jocelyn, thank you for the $20 over on Venmo, who says his whole defense reminds me of someone saying that the grape jokes are funny because a person was saying it was supposed to be joking. Oh yeah, whenever a man says that they raped a woman, just basically assume that they're joking. That's great for the safety of women and girls. 100%.
Yeah, if it's on Howard Stern.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the 20. At least you admitted that it was baseless. Thank you for the $20, Jocelyn. That is JOZLYNN. Show some love to Jocelyn down below in the comment section. Then Virginia with a $5. Appreciate you so much for the love, Virginia. Chloe with a $5. Thank you so much, Chloe. Then Benjamin with a 10. Thank you. Benjamin with a $10 says, man, if every bad thing someone says was a joke, prisons would be empty and comedy clubs would be packed with alibis. Ben, I want to know more about you. You have a good response to everything that everyone says on my live. I want to know more about you, Ben. You stay cooking these frauds with like shit that I'm not even thinking of.
Piercing. I'm going to take a bet he has a septum piercing and blue hair. That's just my bet.
Well, I guess septum piercing, blue hair, superiority.
It makes them based, right? Make some based.
Yeah, make some super bass. Sarah, thank you so much for the $20 over.
Well, man.
Yeah, super bass. Super
leader
bass.
of the Democrat Party.
On God, super based. Sarah, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much for the love, Sarah. Let's get 200 Sarah W's down below in the chat for the $20. And I just read your message. Thank you, Sarah. I'll happily have you up here when there's an opportunity that presents itself. Can you thank Sarah for the $20?
Sarah, you're very welcome for the entertainment. Appreciate the $20. You're fantastic.
Good boy. Good boy. And Zach, thank you for the $100 on Venmo. Oh my God. That is ZAK. Thank you so much for the $100. Who says
$100? The Trump economy is booming.
Ask
Thank you,
him
Zach.
specifically, what's the joke? What's funny? Yeah, there's nothing funny about it whatsoever. Thank you for the $100, Zach. Show some love to Zach down below in the comment section right now. Thank you so much for the $100.
Look at all this disposable cash these people have. You're welcome.
The dean's bank account is booming. Thank you for the $100, Zach.
I
Show
want
some
your
love to
bank account
Caroline
to
for
be
the
booming.
$5 over on Venmo, and Sarah with the $5 on PayPal, and Samantha with the $2 on Venmo, and then Ricardo, thank you for the $50 over on YouTube Super Chat. Oh my goodness, thank you, Ricardo. I want to see 1,000 Zach W's, 1,000 Ricardo W's. Thank Zach and Ricardo for their donations. Is that something that you could do? Dirt.
Well, I'm not a miserable leftist. I don't tear people down for making money. I think making money is a good thing. I think it makes people more dependent or independent, I should say.
So if you're not a miserable leftist, thank them, Dirt.
I already did. I thanked
again,
like 3
Dirt.
people already. Thank you so much for the donations.
Good
I'm
boy.
happy Trump's economy is so
Good
good.
boy.
You have this extra cash where you
Good
can spend
boy,
it on people
Dirt.
you enjoy watching.
Good boy,
I do
Dirt.
think that's a good thing. That's a good indicator for how this country.
Thank you.
This country's health
Thank
is.
you for listening to me.
You're very welcome. I'm happy to oblige.
Oh, by the way, just to point it out, according to your logic, economy was much better under Biden because during the election season, my income was significantly higher, which, of course, in all reality could just be attributed to the fact that more people were more politically involved, active, so on and so forth. But according to your logic, Biden made the economy boom. So
You don't think? Well, I'm just simply observing that these people have extra cash, and I think it's good that they're spending their cash on things that they enjoy in the economy. This is great.
So let me make this clear.
This is what we like to see.
So you'd argue that Trump won't be bad for the economy until nobody has any extra cash whatsoever.
Well, that's not my argument. My argument.
Like it.
I'm not even making an argument. It's just an observation.
Seems like it.
Have you ever seen like the strip club economic indicator?
Well,
have you ever heard of
I'm sure that you go to them frequently because you can't, get a woman without paying for them at the strip club. But anyways,
aren't you?
I would really appreciate it.
The advocate of strippers.
I would really appreciate it. Well, I'm definitely not an advocate for you being involved with those strippers. Maybe in that scenario we might have to,
it's
say
a common
hell no.
economic.
Maybe in that scenario we'd have to say hell no, right? What about you? I don't know if I could push it that far, but anyways, I would really appreciate it if you could respond to the arguments that I gave you surrounding Donald Trump, not joking nor lying when he was posting.
Well, you didn't give any argument. You were just coping for like 20 minutes straight when you were monologuing. You're trying to make people believe that on Howard Stern, he wasn't just messing around being an entertainer. Obviously, it's evident with everybody on the panel laughing and having a good time.
If you pretend like the arguments didn't exist, then they won't exist. Therefore, I could pretend like you don't have a brain and you don't. Thanks.
Well, one of your arguments was Howard Stern has never had anybody talk about sexual conduct that they've had. So, I think
true. That's another misrepresentation. I understand that
I think you clearly know nothing about the show.
Well, that was clearly not the second argument that I gave you. The second argument that I gave you is that I've never seen anyone else go on Howard Stern show and falsely fucking joke about perpetuating sexual violence.
Because you've never seen the show.
When in all reality, we know they're an innocent man.
I appreciate the admission. You asking that question is the admission that you've never seen the show.
Okay, then you should be able to pull up a clip pretty easily, right? So do it. You have a computer.
Well, I told you, Howard Stern's very litigious and he deletes all of his videos.
Oh, so they're just all gone.
Well, most of them are, unfortunately.
Yeah, so
decades of content is gone.
Yeah, decades of content is gone. No, it makes sense. Do you have a daughter?
I don't have a daughter, Dean, and no, you can't date her.
Well, I'm really happy that you don't have a daughter. That's very kind of you to not have children.
So I can't tell her that she can't sacrifice.
One second. Newsy, thank you for the $50 over on you. Also, of course, you'd be the one that automatically jumps to, men dating young girls. Maybe that's a question that you get a lot from your peers in the MAGA echo chambers. I'm not like your friends. Okay, I'm not like the people that you like to hang out with. I'm not automatically asking you if you have
So
a
you
daughter.
date people's sons? Yeah, you're
I'm
probably not like my friend.
I'm not automatically asking you if I have a
date
daughter
son
to see if I could date them.
instead of
That's
daughters.
something that your friends may do.
Noted.
Like you've literally had so many of your MAGA peers say that to you, or maybe it's like something that you've done to them, so you're
against
talking
gays.
from
I'm not
experience, right? So, but like I'm different. I'm not like you. So
If you want to
thank
date
you.
someone's son, that's
Thank
none of
you.
my business, you know?
Good.
Good.
Lucy, thank you for the $50 over on YouTube Super Chat. Who says, I'm late, but I hope you've had an amazing day. Honestly, today's stream has been a little bit crazy, but thank you for the $50, Lucy. Show some love to Lucy down below in that comment section. Thank you so much. That is insane. Then Zara, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Micah, thank you for the $5. And Brooks, thank you for the $5. So what are your thoughts after reading the victim testimony?
Well, I mean, I think the year that the testimony came out invalidates anything that they say, to be honest.
Why?
Well, the fact that they came out 20 years later during a presidential run, I think that just goes to show that it's not a serious issue that they've been battling with.
Well, I mean, I think what that shows is that they just hadn't been asked for comment before 2016, which makes perfect sense considering the fact that in 2015 was the year when Donald Trump started to run.
Well, if your allegation is if these girls were sexually abused and all these people saw them,
yeah.
Oh, sexually exploited. Why would the parents not even come through and say something?
Okay, so first and foremost, you'd be assuming that the parents saw it. And then second of all, you're assuming that victims are only victims if they speak out about being victimized, which isn't true at all. According to RAIN.org, only around 2% of rapists are inevitably face the full consequences of their actions. And this is for a multiplicity of reasons. But regardless of what those reasons are, I mean, that doesn't change the fact that we know that Donald Trump did this because he, once again, admitted to it, so... Do we finally shut up dirt? I think that we finally just stomped out the most insufferable guest that's been on the live in a while.
No, I'm here. You didn't get rid of me yet.
So, do you see how you're in the wrong dirt?
Well, I missed the last 30 seconds of what you said. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, were you too busy? No, I won't make that joke. Never mind. God.
Well, what do you want me to respond to?
Yeah, the fact that his admission of guilt corroborates the victim testimony.
You're still harping on the whole Howard Stern. Anything said on there is 100% factual thing.
So it just goes back to
still going to be your argument.
Let's see.
Let's see
How far you take the cult. Let's see how far you take the cult-like behaviors. Can you? Crazy to people. You sound crazy to people right now. Yes, one of my reasons that he was telling the truth is that he said that he seriously is asking. That is one of my reasons. Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, that is one of my reasons.
You just have no analysis of social situations.
Wait, actually,
not able to comprehend what's actually happening on screen. You just believe every word that comes out of someone's mouth. Is that how you go through life?
I want you to run this analysis, and then I want you. I'm going to play the full clip. Then I want you to give us your analysis to demonstrate the facts that prove it was all just a big joke.
Put out all over the country. Of course not, Dean. Okay. And why would you bring that up?
So then what the hell did he mean when you said, even though
this is of course.
Why are you trying to be live? Questions aren't defamation. Now, what did you mean by that? When you said that even though he sexually exploited naked women, naked girls, he's a cleaner man than you, what have you done to make you dirtier than sexually exploiting the naked bodies of little kids?
Well, the overall idea is that he obviously didn't do that, being that he's on the Howard Stern show saying things.
Right. Yeah. We're going to go and get that guy out of here. He's a big red flag. I wonder what he's done to women and girls because he said that he's done something dirtier than sexually exploiting the naked bodies of little kids. So he's a big threat, big red flag. Women and girls, please be safe around that guy. Olivia, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate that. And then Kate with a $20 over on PayPal. He says, Dean, keep up the good fight. This guy's an idiot. Thank you for the love, Kate. Show some love to Kate down below in that comment section. That guy was an idiot. A very red flag idiot. Oh my God. He said that he was dirtier than a man that has exploited the naked bodies of kids. Thank you for the $20, Kate. Then Brandy, thank you for the $20 on Venmo. That is Brandi. Thank you so much for your kindness. He says, pull up The View from the same time. Ivanka Trump, which was a wholesome ABC show when he's being inappropriate about Ivanka. I know what you're talking about, Brandy. He's like, the one thing that we have in common is our sex. Like, what does that even mean? What the fuck does that even mean? That's insane. Thank you for the $20. I'd also like to thank Tony for the $100 over on YouTube Super Chat. Tony, oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much. Who says, I still think Ivanka Trump knows everything. Absolutely. I mean, I'm inclined to agree. Thank you. Thank you so much for the $100, Mr. Tony. You were fucking awesome. Thank you so much. And then Zach, thank you for the $50 over on Venmo. Thank you, Zach. Oh my God. Who says, with a $50 says, we all know why it is so important for this disgusting idiot to defend this behavior. He's a predator too, let's be honest. Yup. Probably. Thank you for the $50, Zach. Thank you so much. And then Kathy with the $50. What is going on? Over on PayPal, he says, sorry, missed a while. No, Kathy, don't apologize. I hope that you're well. I hope that you've been joining this, this season. Happy holidays. And thank you for the $50. Show some love to Tony, Zach, and Kathy. You guys are awesome. And then Danielle. Oh my God. Okay. I got to read this one off. Danielle sent $25 over on PayPal. Who says, I'll give you $1,000 to stop bringing dirt up. And I'm not even kidding. First and foremost, thank you for the $25, chat. You got a done deal. Danielle, you got a done deal. You got it. You got it. Danielle, 100p. Wow. All right. Let's go to get that next guest up in here. We're going to go to do one more guest of the evening. Then we got to hop off. Let's see here. Everyone, just give us a minute to get that next guest loaded up into the box. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Henry? Henry's not here. All right, we got to go to kick Henry because he's obviously not with us. And then Rachel, thank you for the $2 over on PayPal. Thank you, Rachel. And Taylor, thank you for the $50 over on Venmo. Who says, crazy what you deal with. Thank you for everything you've done and all the people you've helped. Taylor, oh my goodness, thank you for the $50. Thank you for being here. I'm really happy that, we've been able to help a lot of people. I'm happy. I'm really happy about that. I'm happy that we're able to spread the good word, help people out. I'm still thinking about that lady who came up here a couple weeks ago who said that, the streams are the reason why your family was okay with her accessing abortion after being raped. Like that conversation is really going to stick with me for a while. I'm happy that, we get to materially help people here. I got to say, out of like all of the different industries and niches that influencers exist and run platforms on, I'm just very thankful that, my industry and niche, we're able to just help people. We're able to help people. What's up? Do you support Trump? Mini Grizz?
Yeah, I do not support.
Base. Yo, Xander, thank you for the $50 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you, Xander. Xander says, have a great Christmas. You know what, Xander? I hope that you have a phenomenal Christmas as well. Huge shout out to you. Show some love to Xander down below in that chat. And thank you for the $50. Today, once I get off live, I got to go do a little bit more Christmas shopping for my girlfriend. I meant to do it yesterday, but by the time I got off, the stores were closed. Quite frankly, the stores were closed. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to go do some Christmas shopping for her. I got most of what I wanted to get her for Christmas already. Waiting on that. We already got some packaged up and under the tree, but there's still a couple things. You know what? Honestly, I'm so surprised I haven't thought of this yet. Chat, tell me, what are things that a girlfriend would really like from her boyfriend for Christmas? Oh my God, I have the minds of 15,000 people to scheme with. Oh, guys, why have I not thought about this? Oh, I'm really happy. I'm really happy that I thought about that before we ended for the day. What's up, user? Do you support Trump?
I do. Mr. Dean, you're having a lot of fun, and you're very popular.
Well, it's good to meet you, man. Tell us, why do you support Trump?
Hegemony. He's pro-West. He's stronger for our allies. He's building them up, 5% NATO spending.
He wants to leave NATO.
That's just posturing. He says a lot of things that aren't true, and he keeps the enemies backpedaling.
Keeps the enemy.
He lies. He lies a lot.
He lies.
Every politician lies.
So what's like one specific policy that he's passed that you're a fan of?
He got NATO to spend 5%. It's a big deal.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's good.
He talks to people.
Good. But like, listen, I would say that like, okay, he got NATO to spend 5%, but him like trying to coup our government and rig the outcome of the 2020 election outweighs that. You know.
That depends on your definition of rig and election interference. Because if you look back at what the Democrats did for 3-4 years and wasted so much bandwidth, it was a whole Russia collusion bullshit. Do you remember that? I know you're early 20s?
Yeah.
Do you remember the Russian collusion? It may have been before you got involved in politics.
So I remember when it inevitably proved that there was Russian interference in the election and direct Russian collusion with his personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, that he extended a pardon to less than 3 months ago. And that was proven years ago. And then I remember the 2 special counsels that were convened under Donald Trump's first administration to find any wrongdoing on behalf of Obama or his administration, which they found none. But I mean, I think that this is a little bit of a deflection away from Donald Trump trying to rig the outcome of the 2020 election by installing fake votes for himself in Congress.
You know, he's going to play his tricks, but the Democrats play their tricks too. What do I care if he's good for America?
When have we ever seen a Democrat try to like enter democracy by overthrowing an election?
I just told you, Russian collusion. And you're false. I can give you a source. USA Today, Russia collusion. It was a hoax, and everyone who followed it.
So
they all knew. So it's just bullshit either way.
So I just want to clarify. You think that's equal to Donald Trump literally installing fake votes for himself in Congress by sending fake slates of electorates to 7 different key swing states that Biden won, saying that he won with fake votes that they then sent back to Congress, then him attempting to pressure Mike Pence into certifying them as the real votes to literally install himself for a second term against the voice and the vote of the people, and building off of that, right, then attempting to convince all American electors, right, that the Biden administration had rigged that election and stolen it from him, colluded, interfered, and, rigged it. How about this? If the Russian collusion hoax, quote unquote, was truly a hoax and there's no truth behind it, right? Like, let's just imagine that the Mueller report didn't prove Russian interference and collusion on behest of his personal lawyer, and that was just a big, fat lie. Maybe that lie could be put under the same category as Trump merely denying the outcome of the 2020 election. Maybe. Okay? But that can't be compared to him literally trying to rig 2020 by installing fake votes for himself in Congress. It can't.
Everyone's got gimmicks. They try to bend, sometimes break the system that we have.
But this gimmick just isn't something that we've seen from anybody else in modern American history. He is notably, right, a gravely large threat to this country's democracy. He literally tried to rig an election. That should be a fair red line for anyone. If Obama literally tried to rig the outcome of an election, I would never support Obama a day in my life. He should be thrown in jail for sedition. But when Trump does it, apparently everyone does it, and you don't care, and I think that's the issue.
I think there's more important things going on than
more important than preventing
what damage is done
to the government. More important than the prevention of a tyrannical takeover of our government. That's
quantifiably.
That's really.
I don't agree. I don't agree with those bozos on January 6th or whatever you're alluding to. I don't agree with the Democrat BLM riots that cost billions of damage.
All the Trump supporters today are so like slippy. You're so slippery, so slippery. I'm bringing up his fake elector scheme, where he tried to rig and steal the election from Joe Biden, and then you try to make a comparison between the rioters that he caused, he caused to go into the Capitol and smear their shit on the walls and try to kill cops in the process, to BLM riots. Right? Not only is that off topic, but it's also like a false suggestion, because the difference here is that there wasn't like a Democratic governor of any of these blue states that turned around and pardoned the people that were convicted of violent crimes and the BLM riots. But then Donald Trump did turn around and pardon everyone involved with J6, including 173 people that tried to kill cops on the steps of the Capitol, man. Big differences there too, but it's still just a slippery pivot away from me bringing up this notable threat to our constitutional republic of Donald Trump literally trying to tyrannically overthrow our government, coup this country by installing himself for a second term against the voice and the vote of every American. That is such a big deal.
I appreciate what you're saying, Dean. I do. But the thing is, you got to look and quantifiably
you're trolling.
What damage was done.
You're
I'm not trolling, buddy.
You're trolling. You have to be trolling. If you're asking what damage was done by an attempted dictator who attempted to silence your vote, I guess I couldn't vote in 2020, but everybody's vote who did cast a ballot in 2020 by trying to rig the outcome of the election. Are you serious? Like, this is like saying, right, that a man tried to grape this little girl, okay, burst into her house, she ran away upstairs, hid in the closet, then locked the door, then was trying to unlock the door, tried to claw the door down so he could grape the little girl hiding behind the college door, but then ultimately failed, right? And then you walked away from that equation saying, well, because that little girl never actually got graped, what's the damage?
Dean, I fundamentally disagree with you on this. I don't care about it. It's done just like what the Democrats did. These things cross each other out. And
we've already
they have popular opinion. You got popular opinion. People know about it.
We've already went through that as well.
Right.
We've already went through. They don't just simply cross each other out. First and foremost, I gave you the facts about Russian collusion. There was proven Russian interference and collusion on behalf of members in Trump's circle, like Rudy Giuliani, that Trump pardoned. And there was 2 special counsels under Trump at his first term to find any wrongdoing on behalf of Obama. They couldn't find any. There was none that they could find. But even if I'm wrong, okay, they did find wrongdoing on behalf of Obama. It was a big old lie, no truth. Rudy Giuliani wasn't involved. There was no interference, point blank, period. That, at the end of the day, could maybe be placed under the same category as Trump just denying 2020. But that could not be, so those things might cross each other out. But it couldn't be placed under the same category as Donald Trump literally trying to rig and steal the outcome of the election.
So, I get what you're saying. Maybe it's more important. Maybe it was more impactful what Trump did negatively for the country, but his positives outweigh the negatives.
What's the biggest Trump positive that we see? The biggest one.
Geopolitically, he's strong. People fear him.
I want you to give me a very specific argument.
Our friends in the Middle East are investing in America, Saudi Arabia, UAE. We've got, like I said before, NATO 5%.
No, I want one specific action that is the biggest positive. One specific thing.
There's a lot of things.
Give me one specific one. One specific one.
He put a lot of weapon systems and training into Ukraine when he was president that Obama didn't do and Biden was late to the ball game on.
So giving aid to Ukraine is Trump's biggest positive.
I said there's a lot of positives. You want me to pick the biggest? Well, there's so many. Now you want me to pick the biggest one? He's pro-Israel. How about that? Yes.
So Donald Trump bending the knee to Netanyahu outweighs him trying to end the American government.
It's not bending the knee.
Wow.
It's an alliance.
Wow. You're not America first. You're America last, Israel first. You literally just told us that Donald Trump serving in the better interests of Israel is a bigger deal than Donald Trump trying to end the American democracy.
That's a lot of hyperbole,
nuts.
Dean.
You are hyperbole. Come on, you are nuts, dude. Come on. Can we all agree, right, left, and center, that this shit is crazy? Can we all agree that come on. Alexander, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Ben, thank you so much for the $5 over on Venmo. Appreciate you so much for the love, Ben. Haley with the $5, thank you so much. Mad with the 3, Peyton with a 5, Alex with a 5, and then Christopher with a 1, then Bella with a 5, Brody with a 1, and Haley with a 5. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Lindsay with the $5 as well, saying she wants a ring. Oh, my God. And then Taylor, thank you so much for the $25 over on Venmo. He says, something for your Christmas shopping. Oh, Oh, hey, thank you, Taylor. I appreciate that. That is very mighty kind of you. And Ashley with a $10 who says, hey, Dean, I've been a silent viewer since 2023. I love everything that you stand for and never lose the light. Thank you, Ashley. And I'll keep the rest of that to myself. But thank you so much for your kindness. I'm kicking that guy, sorry. Then H, thank you for the $10 who says, make your flowers like paper ones so it shows you put effort in your own time. And that they'll last longer. Oh, that's actually a good idea. H, thank you for the $10. Yeah, what I try to do, like when I'm, gift giving to the girlfriend is to get the gifts that like you spend money on, of course, but then also to like hand make something. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a very important combination of both of those factors that like one should hit on to like demonstrate like love, attention, and care to their partner. Right? You gotta spend money on nice gifts. That's, that's the custom. That's what you do. But make something too. Shows that effort, that time, attention, and care 110%. And they also end up being the more memorable gifts, right? What I gave to her for our first anniversary, years and years and years ago, was a painting that I made of the literal night sky of the night that we met. Because there's websites out there where you could like select a date